Hi, people. This is Carlos Alonso Ojea. I am the director of Killer Book Club, and you are watching Craven, something scary, algo terrorífico.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, visitors, subscribers, patrons, and of course, my incredible Cravenites. Welcome to Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Well, it is wonderful to be back with you on Saturday night here live at home base, back with the fam. And there's no feeling like it. I've been looking forward to this all week to get back with you guys. And here we are. And I see that we got a great number of folks already coming in to the live stream chat. So you guys continue to come on in for a fun night. And what a great way to end a Saturday talking Scream 7. And yes, you saw the title of tonight's stream. The Carpenters. Will we see Sam and Terror again? We're going to dive into all of that and a lot more in just a little bit. But I also have some great friends and members of the community. You guys know who they are when I bring them on, who will be joining us as well. In fact, you know what? I think I'll just go ahead and bring them on now and then do some other things here while they're on the panel. I hate keeping them backstage too terribly long. It's kind of rude. I want to be a nice host. So let me go ahead and bring on, excuse me, my first guest. As I saw them laid out backstage, I don't know technically who started first. I don't know, but I'm going to go with the way I looked at it anyway. Not that it matters, but here we go, guys. First up on the stream, I like to say that too because it keeps them on their toes. They don't know for sure if I'm talking about them. Well, a couple of them probably will, but please welcome, ladies and gentlemen. First up, there's a clue. She is a great member of the community, great friend, supporter of the channel, and a great friend also, an encourager. I just really treasure our friendship. Please welcome the one and only from up north. It's my last clue. Please welcome Sarah. You're up first. Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
It's great. Thanks for making the time tonight. I know you're 2 hours later than I am, and you still are a trooper. And thank you for hanging out tonight. This is so cool.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I missed our Saturday night hangout, so this will be fun.
Yes, me too. I have too. It just feels like it's been forever. I know it hasn't, but it just feels that way. Like, let's get back together. Let's do this thing. And in the spirit of ladies first, my next member of the panel tonight is another great friend and supporter. She is always here. She's also a mod, like Sarah is one of my moderators, and she's she's always here. You're going to know right away. And I love to introduce her with it's my affectionate way of saying her name. And what makes me even happier is that she seems to really get a kick out of it. So it makes it worthwhile, and I love doing it. And it's about now time to introduce, that's not what I'm talking about. That's a clue. It's a clue, people. Pay attention. All right. My next guest is the one and only, here we go, guys. Bye-bye. Polar, welcome. Good to see you.
Everyone. Good to see you. Yes, I love the introduction every time. Love how you say my name.
I love that. I will continue to forever and now on to do that. That is for you. That's reserved for you.
Well,
all right. You're welcome. Next up, I got a couple of more amazing folks that are going to join us tonight. We're going to have a pretty full panel, but that's how I want it to be. We're all going to be hanging out. So next up is someone who I do know was there first now because the last person joined the panel last. So I'm doing this in order of time for sure. So this guy's got a great late night horror show channel if you're into the late nights. And if you're here, you probably are. So you're going to love his channel. It's my good friend and supporter and just all the way around awesome dude. I love hanging out with him. It is JT from the Late Night Horror Show.
How's it going, Craven Nights?
Oh,
weird.
Man.
I don't know why I'm looking at my monitor because you all are right here. I should be looking right here.
That's all good, man.
Is that weird? And she's not answering, so it was weird. How's everybody going? Finally, back on a Saturday stream.
I know, right? It's yes.
Now I know what Dorothy felt like on Wizard of Oz. Just no place like home.
No place like home. There's
no place
not.
like home. I don't look good in ruby slippers anyway, so.
Have you tried them lately?
No. Maybe you should.
Give it a shot.
Maybe. That's just weird. Okay. How you doing, buddy?
We're moving on. I'm doing good, man. Good to see you, buddy. Great having you here tonight to hang out. And as we're just going to chill together and have a good time. It's going to be fun.
Like always.
Like always.
Yep.
That's right. And as we continue to gather more folks in the live chat, now we're getting about almost 50 people. Great to see everybody here. And I don't even know if there's a moderator in the chat, but you know what? We're going to make it work. I'm not even worried. I'm so good. It's all good. No, we're good.
Yeah, I think Jen and Denisha are in chat, just so you know.
Oh, great. Okay. Very good. Thank you. All right. Next up is another pillar of the community for a very long time. Also, he's also a Gold Skull channel member, meaning you have to be at least 12 months consecutively to earn the Gold Skull. And he certainly is. And I've got to start working on a 2-year skull because some folks are getting close. And this individual is one of them. He has done so much here, guys, with his talents and his abilities, his generosity, with prizes. And, you know, there's always something he's working on. And it seems like a lot of the times he's working on it for this channel or for Knight's channel. He's just such a kind-hearted guy. Please welcome my good friend, the bearded one himself, Eric from The Bearded Entertainment.
Hey, buddy. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you, man.
Save the best for last.
That's right. See, there you go.
That's right. That's right.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Glad to be back on these this Saturday night. It felt weekend felt a little incomplete recently, you know.
Yes.
Also glad you're feeling better, feeling well enough to be back home. It's always a good thing.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate that, and yeah, same here, man. Like anytime that I'm not able to do these Wednesday streams, it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel. It feels off, and I really genuinely miss it. Like I miss being with you guys. I care about y'all so much, and it just doesn't feel right. So I've been excited all week for tonight. This is where I really have, because it's like being back at home in this saddle. Here we are. We got 50 amazing people in the chat. We got all you guys on the panel, and we're just chilling out together, talking some Scream 7 here very, very soon. Very soon.
I can't wait.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. All right. Now, before we do that, though, I do want to acknowledge all of my patrons and channel members and let you guys know that if you're here tonight and you're not yet a channel member, well, first of all, be sure, because I know the generosity of this community, stick around, because you just never know. You may see a gifted membership may just pop up, and if you have your settings set right, you may become a member as a gift tonight. It may or may not happen, but either way, I encourage you to click the join button right next to subscribe, like everyone on this panel has done, and you can see different tiers. There's different levels. Go for it, check it out, see what you think, because there are different options for you. But you want to be a channel member, or as we've been saying, a Cravenite, because you'll be able to join us Tuesday. If you become a member on this live stream, this Tuesday night, we are watching, I'm very excited, the movie Natty Knox, and this is starring Danielle Harris, Robert Englund, and Bill Moseley, and it's directed by Dwight H. Little, who is the director of Scream 4. Not Scream 4. Sorry, Halloween 4. Halloween 4.
I was about to say, wait a minute.
I've never
heard of this movie.
Yes,
Wow.
it's kind of slipped in under the radar. I haven't yet seen it. It's going to be a first time watch for me, and it sounds like for you guys too, which is very exciting. And it's happening this Tuesday, 9 p.m. Central. Again, the director of Halloween 4, and I'm going to break I'm going to break some news out for you guys. I wasn't planning to do it, but the spirit of the moment just hit me. So I just I just communicated with Dwight H. Little directly, and he's looking forward to coming on the channel for an interview. So I will be having the director of Natty Knox and Halloween 4 coming on the channel in October or November. We got to work out the dates, but he's given me a confirmation. So that's a hot take. Nobody shared that with anybody. So there you go. So even more reason to watch the movie, because I'll be talking to the director and we'll be discussing Natty Knox. So it's a slasher, and it's about a babysitter that is babysitting, and a serial killer gets loose, and it's a fight for their lives. That's the premise.
Babysitters are just never safe.
They're never safe.
Never.
Never
Three
safe.
of those people are like horror royalty at this point, too.
Right?
Bill Moseley,
Oh, seriously, yeah. Danielle, right? Danielle, Robert, Bill.
all of them. Like Bill Moseley, he was Texas Chainsaw 2 and Texas Chainsaw, just Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like not the newest one, but the 3D one.
Wow.
Plus he was in the Rob Zombie Halloween movies, and he's Rob Zombie's other ones. So, man, that's right. He's a very, very nice guy too. I met him the other week at that convention up here.
He also did a film with Kane Hodder called Old 37, where they're both serial killers, and they have a fake ambulance, and they intervene in the calls and kill people.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah. He's the one I wanted to play Freddy Krueger when he was younger. Was Bill Moseley. He was one of my picks. Like, get him to play Freddy. But now he's about, 60 or something. So no go.
Hey man, you can still wield a knife at 60. But no, I hear you, man. But seriously, guys, everyone, if you're here tonight, you're not a member. My good friend Fate decided who wants to do an impression for me. You guys know what I'm going for.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Here you go, man. If you're not, do it now, and you can come and watch. This is members only. Otherwise, you cannot attend this. It's private party, but you can be there and watch this with us. It'll be first time watch for, it sounds like, most everyone, which is awesome. And so that's happening. And speaking of memberships, real quick, I just got a little birdie here telling me some information. Oh my gosh, guys, you got, man, I have ninjas. I got yeah, right. I've got sure you don't. I've got ninjas on this panel. They are stealth. They're like the old SR-71 Blackbirds.
Hey, I'll take that.
That's old school, man.
Yeah,
that's old school. But you guys, okay, JT from the Late Night Horror Show right here on the panel has gifted not 1, 2, 3, or 4, but 5 memberships, bro. Thank you so much. That is incredible, man. So generous. And I can't wait to see who has gotten these. But before we're not over yet. Next door to him down here, Mr. Eric has pulled out his ninja ways and gifted 5 more memberships. Oh my gosh, guys. 10 new members in the channel and right now, right as we're getting started. Thank you so much. Seriously, Eric, JT, I really appreciate it, man. I do. It means a lot to me. And now let me see if I can see. Is Eric stuck? No, okay, he's not. Okay.
No,
you're good.
I was looking here. I got all the names up of who got gifted.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Would you do the honors then? Because you're part of gifting them. So Tell us
sure.
who got the memberships.
Rocky Balboa, Caden M, Nola Ray, Creep N666, Isaac Halverson, then Ashley Galato, Alan M91, Guest, Brandon Finley, and Lighting Ghost.
Lighting Ghost, bro. Welcome back to the inner circle, my friend. You guys know Lighting Ghost. He's legendary here on this channel, and he comes through in the clutch. He's like a Tom Brady or Joe Montana. Under 2 minutes to play, he comes through, and if someone's gonna dance, take off a shirt. Men only, guys, not women. I mean, that clear. we got visitors here, and they don't know what I'm talking about. But if there's something crazy that's going to happen, Lighting Ghost, he finds a way to kind of inject fuel into it, get it moving. So, well, welcome all 10 of you to the inner circle of the Cult of Craven. Yes, that's right, the Cult of Craven. You are now a Cravenite, and you're identified as such by your green name in the chat, a skull logo by your name, and some wicked cool custom emojis that you can access right now that no one else has access to, in addition to members only posts, streams, and watch parties. So welcome to the inner circle, guys. Everyone, let's embrace our new Cravenites. We'll give big hugs virtually. We love you guys. Welcome your family now. We want you to stay with us, indoctrinate into the Kool-Aid of the Cult of Craven. Because it tastes good. It's sugary sweet, but not too sweet. Yes. So yummy on my tummy. So yummy. So yummy. All right. That's my daughter's. I forgot the name of that cartoon. It doesn't matter. All right. But you know what does matter? Also, our channel membership anniversaries. And we've got some anniversaries here. Wow. We've got a lot. And that's incredible. So let me go through these guys real quick. Hang tight, everybody. We're going to get to the Scream Talk. But this is, you know what, people, I always tell it to you guys that people are the most important thing. Relationships matter most. So we're going to always talk content, but we're also going to prioritize it because I value every single one of you. I care about every single one of you. And I'm going to put you before we talk movies because that's because you're the most important thing to me. So we're going to do that right now. Jen Werner, the legend herself, 18 months. Oh my gosh, 18 months as a channel member, a year and a half already. I know, Jen. How is that possible? Man, I was telling you guys, I got to get a new skull. 2 years will be here quick. Jen, thank you so much for your faithful support every month, and you just being here means the world to me. And Denisha Lane, it's 17 months. Wow. Isn't that crazy? It's been a great long 17 months, Steven. Love you, buddy. Can't wait to watch Natty Knox with you. I know. Sarah, my sister. Yay, hey, Polar. Get some shout outs. Very cool.
Hey, Denisha.
Thanks, Denisha. That's so awesome. And, look here. Somebody's approaching their 1 year. Look here at Oliver. This is turning into a party. Yes, it is. Has anyone seen Saw X yet? I was a little disappointed. Only one person on the panel has seen it, which is Eric. So we're not going to be talking much about that tonight because, we got to be real careful.
I will say, I'm sorry you were disappointed, Oliver. Man, I actually loved it. I absolutely loved it. I'd love to talk to you offline, man, maybe about what you didn't like about it, though. I'm curious to get that other side of the opinion because I haven't heard anyone say anything really negative about it. So, other than like the end credit scene, someone was like, it was a little underwhelming. And I'm like, it's a post-credit scene. What do you want?
All right, Oliver. Well, thank you for your support at 10 months. You are 2 months away from the gold skull, my friend. You are almost there. It'll be here before you know it. And look at Russell coming in at 5 months. And hey, Russell, you're about to get the 6-month skull. 1 more month. Says, what's up, everybody? I'm happy to be here. Hi, Steven. This awesome community. All these awesome people on the panel. Stu Train forever. Yes.
Choo choo.
Stu. Thank you, Russell. I appreciate your support, man. And one more, real quick. Lady Luna, who, guys, I still remember her first time in a live stream with us. Remember that? Some of y'all were here. Her very first time she came in. She, look at her now, 6 months later, is still here, still supporting the channel every month. And yes, Lady Luna, it has flown by. Excited for my gold skull. Yeah, it's coming. I'm coming. You're halfway there. Mm-hmm. Side note, I got my aged mask tonight. Ooh. Last one on the shelf. All right.
Where did you find one, y'all? I've been looking.
Spirit sells them online.
Spirit Halloween has them.
Like every time I've looked online on Spirit's Halloween's website, they're sold out, and none of the spirits around me have gotten any.
Damn,
man, I think it's luck of the draw, really.
Scream 7 is going to make a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, Masker's flying off the shelves. Whew.
Yep, and you guys saw the video I made, right, about the new 2023 EU mask
at
Walgreens. It's and I've had like several people, not several, a few that have reached out to me that have gotten the last one on the shelf. I've had 2 people that they went. One person was so excited, and shout out to Kyle. That sounded scary. He sent me a voicemail message on Instagram, and he got the last one in the store. It was so cool. So, and I think Dino went and there was only one left. So they're finding them in these Walgreens stores. Now it's brand new, 2023 EU mask. So I got a whole video on it, guys. So go check out the video if you haven't seen it yet. And I put the model number, everything in the video, so you know what to look for. And we have another anniversary here. Oh my gosh. Sarah Campbell on the panel is at 13 months. Oh, wow. Says, oh, hi. So happy to have found this cult. Oh, me too, Sarah. I'm telling you, you're such a wonderful part of this community, and you're a really great friend. And I mean that. And
thank you.
It's, I can't imagine not having you as a part of this. I really can't. So I appreciate you. Thank you for everything you do for me and the channel and the community.
Thank you so much. I love it here. It's so fun here.
Oh, that warms my heart. It really does. I love to hear that. It just means so much to me. And, like I say, people matter most. You guys, our relationships matter so much to me. And it just, it just gets me all warm and fuzzy inside. I don't know how else to say it.
It's crazy. My life is completely different now than it was 13 months ago. Like, I don't know what I would be doing right now if I hadn't met you all.
Oh,
same.
Well, same. Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
I probably wouldn't be doing this. Honestly,
I'd be cruising Reddit looking for someone to bitch about movies with. Sorry,
right?
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be here.
Yeah, because after Zero split, I would probably gaming, maybe. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't probably do YouTube. That's for sure.
Oh, well,
keep us together.
That right there, man. It just, I love it. I'm not gonna get emotional. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna.
Yes, you will.
I'm gonna shut it down because I could easily get there. And you guys, that's so awesome. And I've always said this, and it always feels weird saying it because we're all grown adults here. I know I'm much more grown adult than you guys, not in terms of, I'm talking about age and number. The name.
Oh, mine, mentally. Yeah, I'm y'all older.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking numbers, strictly numbers. But I will say this: I have a. It's going to sound cheesy, but I don't care. It's a Papa Bear affection. I feel like you guys are my cubs in a lot of ways. I really feel that way. It's like and I care about you all like that, and so I don't know. I'll just stop there because I'll start getting all bushy-eyed.
Bear before, so
yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Before, so, you know.
I got the waterproof mascara on tonight, so let's do this.
You're like, let's go.
It's true. I offline said this to Carrie, like Carrie Crave Cinema, Carrie, the other day, but I was like, weirdly enough, like when I found like you guys, I was like, I didn't have a whole lot of like whimsy left in my life, and I was like, this added like just enough fun that I feel like it's just like keeping me young.
There you go. Yes.
We reinstalled the whimsy. That's
yeah. Because before it would be like, I'd go see a movie and I'd be like, cool, it was good. And now I'm like, listen, everyone, we're seeing this. Let's talk about it. Let's it's a perfect little space for this.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, and we need to hang on to that. You know, that's an important part that life chips away at. The older we get, it chips away at it more and more and more. And if we're not careful, there won't be much of it or if any left. And so, you know, we got to kind of fight to protect what we have there in that special place, and let our hair down and just have fun and indulge in it and enjoy it, because it's a good thing. And in a lot of ways, it's an escape sometimes to recharge, you know, to recharge our brains, our batteries for all the real life stuff we have to deal with. So I'm with you, Sarah, 100%. Well, all right, guys. Real quick, I'm going to go ahead and put up all of my patrons and Cravenites. I want to give you guys the spotlight just for just a few seconds here, and then we're going to come back and start talking Scream 7, and I'm going to lay some groundwork, and we're going to get into it. So nobody go anywhere. Hang tight. And do me a favor, though, if you would, please do pay attention to everyone's names on these slides. There'll be 10 more names on this slide on my next live stream, which is amazing. Thank you, Bearded, JT. And anyone else who may become a member as we continue tonight, should you choose to do so. But for those that have, here we go. I appreciate every one of you. And just know that everyone on these slides are making a difference in the success and growth of this channel, and I appreciate you. Here we go, guys. Crank it up and pay attention. Let's give the respect to everyone here because they deserve it. Yes. All right. Thank you guys so much. All right. Now, as we get into our discussion tonight, obviously with 50 people plus in the chat, and you know, all of us on the panel, there's going to be a lot of discussion. And so I'm going to tell you all now ahead of time, just so you know, it's going to be impossible to get to everyone's questions and comments as the night goes. Just know that it's a matter of time and resources here. It's limited, and there's a lot of conversation, a lot of people. And I know you guys know that. So keep that in mind. It's not personal if your comment is not brought up. Don't take it that way. That's why I try to stream at least 3 times a week. So there are other opportunities coming up in a matter of days to have your questions asked, the same one or new ones. But I do want to also mention, if there's something as we're talking that just stirs you and you want to make sure that we talk about it and we address it, you have a way to do so. Simply send a super chat. That's all you got to do. It comes in. I move you to the front of the line front of everyone else. I'll bring you up on the panel. We'll talk about it and we'll address it. You can do that at any point in time in this stream, and you will get moved to the front of the line. And you also help support this channel as we continue to grow here, and as it continues to get. Hey, I think I'm 112 subs from 11K. We're almost there, guys. I'm only need 112 more to hit 11,000 subs. So let's
go. Great party.
You can hit that for Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I think that's totally doable, Sarah.
It is doable.
Yes.
4 subs a day, roughly.
Something like that. That's about it. Yep, that's it. And if that happens, then man, wouldn't it be great to celebrate 11K around Halloween?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be awesome? an 11K Halloween celebration stream. Oh my
Very
gosh!
nice. Because I got that
Everyone's
day
in
off.
costume.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, costume
Yeah.
party.
Oh, costume party!
Yes.
I'm putting my cosplay together for Scarefest next month. I am so excited.
Oh,
Ooh.
Eric, guess who? Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it, but I'm hoping.
Oh, boo.
So, yeah, I have some medical stuff popping up. But I was going to dress up as Alice from Resident Evil. That was who I was dressing up as.
Girl.
Yeah, had the full outfit, everything.
Dude.
Well, I hope everything is taken care of. I hope you feel good. I hope
of
everything's
course.
Yeah.
And if it does, we would love to see you there, obviously. Because
Obviously.
JT's going, I'm going. Roger L. Jackson had to drop out though.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Scream 7, maybe. Maybe.
I don't. Here's the thing: he's still confirmed at a convention like 2.5 weeks later, and I've already got VIP tickets to that convention too. So I'm still hoping to see him there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the costumes. I'm working on like a great cosplay for Scarefest. I'm super excited about it.
Well, hang on to it because you know what? If all this works out, it all comes together, and that 11K hits. I think it's only a fun
stream.
Wouldn't that be fun?
I got my costume hanging in my closet, just begging to be worn.
I'm gonna come as a YouTuber, so.
JT.
Here you go. Ta-da.
Oh my gosh. Like Big Bang Theory where they dress up as each other.
Oh, that's funny.
I was just thinking we should all dress as Craven.
Yeah.
Like, I have a closet. I've got 10 of black t-shirts. That's my favorite color. It's like I got like 10 of these. So all you gotta do is wear a black t-shirt and you're it.
I think
you got
Sarah's going to get a black t-shirt now. I feel like she is.
This is
I have a black t-shirt on. I'm looking for my old headset.
Oh, you gotta have the headset. That's right. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, we could dress up as Ghostface, or we can all dress up as Wes Craven characters.
Oh,
that would be.
Ooh, that would work.
That
would work.
I got Freddy
cool part
because I already got that mask. So
I figured. Well, and what do you guys in the chat think? Would you guys like to celebrate when I hit 11K with a costume party? We've never done that, so tell me what you guys think. I think it sounds fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And I just want to say a quick shout out to everyone in the chat. Obviously, I can't go through everyone's names. We're over 50, but just want to do a blanket hello. So I'm glad you're all here. I hope you're having a good time. And I do want to say hi to Jen and Denisha, who are in the chat moderating tonight. I appreciate you helping to do that while Sarah and Fuller are here on the panel. That helps out a lot. Thank you for that. But yeah, costume party, that could be fun. It could be a lot of fun. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into it, guys. So I named this stream the very provocative question, Goodbye Carpenter Sisters ? And let me tell you why I'm saying this. First of all, there is no indication from anywhere that the Carpenters are not coming back. I want to be very, very upfront. So, like, there's no rumors, there's no leaks that, like, coming out from the leakers that be saying this is gonna, that they're not gonna be there. So, but I also say I want to take us down this road just as a fun theory, thought process, discussion kind of a vibe. Now, Eric, do you have something to jump in real quick before then I'll come back and finish my opening?
I just want to add to what you said.
Oh,
but also there's nothing that's been leaked or anything that says they're coming back.
Right. There's no information at all. That's right.
Yeah, so, I just wanted to point out because I think the assumption is, they're back unless we don't hear that they're not back. When I'm like,
so Melissa hasn't signed. I heard in a video. No one
is signed.
Okay. Yeah, the strike, no one can sign.
Yeah, that's right. So that's right. So at this point in time, we don't know who's going to be in Scream 7, except, and this is not official from spyglass, so I'm saying that very openly. But I will just tell you, I have on very, very good authority, very credible authority, that Neve Campbell is coming back. She had already completed the contract negotiations. She was in the process of signing when the strike began. So then this is the same source it's very close to the production of 7. And it's the same individual that shared to me that Radio Silence was not coming back and that Christopher Landon was coming in. And when I broke that news, it was the first. I rarely get to, no one gets to be number one very often in this world we're in. But it felt good to be able to be the first. That was the first. And then Critical Overlord came in a few hours later. But that felt really good. So that same source is the one that's telling me that Neve is back. It's a done deal. That she already negotiated. So I'm telling you right now, in my mind, in this, you can make your own decision. Take it with a grain of salt if you want. It's fine. But in my mind, it's Sidney Prescott is going to be involved. And the question is that no one can answer this. That's why we're just talking about it. How involved is she going to be? And my hope is it's significant. That's the hope I have. And I think for 2 reasons. Number one, because Melissa and I have heard like some rumors out there for a while that a bunch of them signed before the strike. They just didn't announce it, like the Core 4. That's a rumor, pinch of salt. But I have heard that rumor out there that they already locked them in. It's done. If that's the case, then this again, it's done. That's great. But Sydney's back too, so we're going to have a situation where we've got the Core 4 and Sydney again, like 5. My hope is it's going to be a much more of a 50-50 storyline, not like 70-30 or 80-20 we got in Scream 5. So the question I'm going to pose though tonight for fun is, because we don't know this for a fact that they're back or that they're not back, we don't know. So let's play around. So here's my question I'm posing. Because let's think about this too. Now, and then I'm going to open up to the panel. I'm just trying to set the stage. Scream 6 ends where everyone lives. It's a storybook ending. It's a fairy tale, like a storybook happy ending for everybody. Yeah, they're hurting, they're wounded, but they all survived. Even Chad, the Terminator, he made it. And good on him, I guess. But here's the thing: we see this scene with Sam taking out the Billy's mask, right, from her jacket or from her jacket, and she drops it on the ground, and they walk off. Her and Tara walk off basically into the sunset, essentially. Now, one can make the argument, and we've talked a little bit about this before on this channel, on the stream, and Eric and others have been a part of it. One could argue that was a fairy book. I mean, that was the perfect ending. That the Carpenter story was done. They overcame the demons. Sam overcame it. She left Billy's mask behind. She's over it. I'm done. I'm moving forward into the future. You can make an argument for that I think is pretty plausible.
And
right?
Tara accepted that she needs therapy, that she needs to get assistance with stuff, and
that's right.
And Sam was also accepted that she can't be like a helicopter type of parent, and that Tara can take care of herself. So
that's right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
With me, I think that if you're still alive, you're still in the story.
Okay.
Just from previous, and okay, I don't know if you're opening it up to the panel yet, but
go ahead.
Okay, I just have one thing I feel I need. I want an acknowledgement and a true conversation between Sydney and Sam, because Sam is fighting with the fact that she is Billy's daughter. She's questioning, do I have evil in me because I'm the child of a serial killer? I want Sydney to come in because she's an empathetic person and tell Sam, like, he wasn't all bad. or something along the lines. I mean, yes, he killed her mom. He killed a lot of people. He's not a good person, but he wasn't all bad. And maybe you've inherited the good parts of him. Maybe if he had therapy, he wouldn't have done what he did. I don't know. I just need a conversation between Sydney and Sam talking about it. It's kind of like with Tatum's death. We never saw like a conversation about her dying and how it impacted them. And I think that was a huge missed opportunity. And I don't want to see a big opportunity like this to also be missed. So that's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, Sarah, do you have any initial thoughts? Again, I mean, I'm just laying the groundwork here. We'll go into it. But, let's just talk about the ending of 6 right now. Do you feel, as a fan, that was acceptable for you? Like that you could accept the Carpenter story being over and we're moving on? Or do you still feel it needs closure?
No, it needs closure. The ending was a little ambiguous. There's other loose ends that need to be tied up. No, this didn't feel like the actual end of something. So.
Okay. Fair. JT, what are your thoughts, man? Are you satisfied to move on, or do you feel that they need to come back one more time?
Goodbye to Yellow Brick Road. It's done. I'm done with it. Here's the thing, because, I thought it was a good ending. It's over. And Eric hit it right over the head. Therapy. I can't be there. I understand what Polar's saying, but technically we got that in 5 when she asked Sid, am I going to be okay? She goes, no. But
but that was just like one line. I need a little bit more than that.
But now, if we go from the Carpenter sisters, what? Amber's family? Okay, now we're just redoing 6. I think it's a perfect. And another reason why I want them to be done, because they want to go off and do Universal movies, Guy are in them. So it's like that kind of like, to me, slapped the fans in the face, finish what you started, and they didn't. So hopefully, Chris comes in and put them in there, but they're the opening kill. It's time to finish the legacy characters. It has to, Stu and Nev has to come back in the 7th one. And I think the Carpenters can mess that up. Because how do you link both of them? Because she's Billy's daughter. It's not her fault. It's not her fault.
Yeah.
So, answer your question. Yeah, I'm done with them. It's like, if that was then, okay, that's fine. I thought, it was cliche, but the mask dropped. Nobody picked it up. Off into the sunset. Boom. Done.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's interesting. And I chose this topic tonight because I knew we're going to get a lot of the stuff on both sides, because there's a lot of feelings about this, and nobody's right or wrong. Let me just put that up front. Like, if you're passionate for the Carpenters to be back, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're passionate that they're like JT is, like, he's ready to move on, that's great too. Or if you're in the middle, it's all good. But there are like, both sides are real passionate. Like, some really want to see it more, some don't, and I knew this would be a topic that would get a lot of folks talking tonight, and I think our panel is already kind of showing you guys are representing the fandom. Your guys are kind of
some people don't want Nev to come back, so they say Nev's story's over. So it's just everyone has their preferences.
Up to the point, I'm done. But if they bring them in 7 and it works, and Nev gets more, I mean, I just don't want another 5. That's what I don't want.
Agreed.
But if it can make it work, then fine. It's not like I hate them and I hate the characters. It's like, I think 2 it was good, unless and we'll talk about 7, I'm sure. So we'll go back into it wide. Yeah.
We're just getting started, guys. So all right. Now, Eric, I know your position. We've chatted about it, I think, a few times. But tell us, go ahead for everyone. Do you feel you were satisfied with the ending of 6, ending their story, or do you feel like they should come back one more time to tie everything up?
I think I was satisfied with that as an ending. I think in terms of symbolism, there's not much more they could have done to say they're good now. I mean, like I said, we've already talked about it, the dropping the mask. If they wanted to set something up for them to come back, saying they're definitely going to come back, have like a little stinger of someone unseen picking up the mask. There you go. Automatically, you know that story is going to continue. I don't think they ever intended to continue it, or they would have done something like that. Everyone says, and JT just said it, that like they should have finished what they started. The thing is, Radio Silence never ever said they're going to make a trilogy.
That's true.
They never in any interview or any documentation said they were going to do a trilogy.
Yep.
And
that's right.
If the directors plan to do 2 and move on, let their story go with them. I'm totally okay with a new director going a new direction. And I would love to see what we've already seen what Christopher Landon can do with his own creation from the ground up in Happy Death Day, Happy Death Day 2, Disturbia. I would love to let that person create this movie from the ground up, not have to work with what someone else has already set up, because that's another thing. Like there's little nods that we all accept as clues to Stu Macher coming back, right?
Yep.
Christopher Landon might not see it that way, in which case he's not going to continue that. So I want their story to be over. I think it was a great ending. However, if they do come back, I want them to just get massacred in the open. I would love for a core 4 to be like celebrating something, like Chad and Tara getting engaged, and all of a sudden they get massacred.
Oh.
Wow.
A cult of ghost faces.
So Nightmare on Elm Street 4 is what you want?
Yeah.
Wipe out the cast from the previous movie?
But here's what I want. I want all of the marketing to be focused around them. So you go in expecting this, right? Expecting another core 4 story. And then they get just like everyone with Drew Barrymore in the first one, right?
Yep.
No one expected her to die that early because she was the big star. At this point, do that again. Bring that feeling back by slaughtering the people everyone thinks the movie's going to be about.
Dude, do it at a wedding. Right when they say that anybody objects. There's just like a bum rush.
Oh, no.
See, with the wedding, there's more people there, though. Like, if it's
that's
like,
like you gotta go big,
small,
buddy. But you go big. Well, true. Backyard weddings happens all the time. That is true. So
a destination wedding.
Tara Carpenter deserves better than that. Okay, he deserves the
These
fairy
are
tale
also
wedding.
still
of her dreams.
children. They're in their like second year of university. I can't see a wedding in the future unless we have like a 6-year time jump.
Well, no,
that's why I said not wedding, but engagement.
No, wedding for sure, because especially if there's Ghostface cult there, they know their time can be up at any time. So why not just go ahead and get married? Because you never know. And then right when they kiss, or it could be good. I mean, wedding would just be brutal, it'd be funny, but
I mean, how many times
decapitate Mindy in the opening?
Oh my gosh!
Is Tara even 18? Like, how old is she in the universe?
In the movie, she's got to be college. She's got to be.
She's in college.
19, I would say 19
or 20.
Yeah,
I would
you
think.
could be 17, 18, 19 in your first year of college, or you can here anyway. So.
Yeah, she could be 19 or 18. But either way, she's old enough. I'm not suggesting marriage yet. That was JT. I said
I'm the weird one.
Well, look, guys,
like her and Chad. But
here's the thing, with being that young and immature, how many times have we seen in movies? And they're like within people, especially with shared trauma, like they like, you know what, Chad, you know what, I don't care. I know we're young, but you know what, we've faced death so many times now. I don't want to wait. Let's just get married now. You know, I could see that kind of story
you got
written.
stabbed 17 times for me.
Yeah, I mean,
I owe
right?
you one, buddy.
It's like, bro, you know, I don't know if I can go another round. If you can go another round with Ghostface, we need to get married. I could see that, but yeah.
Well, also, who's to say Chad survives? Like, the man is on death's door.
Yeah. He dies of ammonia.
So I kind of expect him to be like the opening kill in 7. He should be in the hospital, just out.
Yeah.
Like, also, we need to check on Gail. Mindy needs to go back to the hospital. There's so many things that happened at the end of 6 that are unresolved. Maybe they're not directly related to Sam and Tara, but the movie as a whole, like, we need to revisit before we just like kill them all off.
like Halloween 2, how you see it continue.
Yeah.
Right. But see, I think this
never
needs
really
to be a
done that with
time.
a Scream movie, right?
Well, no, they haven't, not yet, and they always could. But I think that's what I was about to say. I think there's going to have to be, it has to be a time jump. If we are going to have the core four back, Mindy, Chad with all those wounds, even Gail for that matter, if they're going to be functioning and not like Laurie Strode in Halloween Kills, where she's strapped in the hospital for an entire movie, they're going to there has to be at least a year or two that has passed for them to be healed and functioning and walking, being able, you know what I mean, just living normal again. So
heat has to die down. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's got to be at least a year to 2 year jump from in 7.
I want consequences too. Like Chad better be pulling around a bag or something with it. Like I'm just saying, there's parts of him that cannot recover from what happened. So there better be some scene consequences.
He's in jogging pants and flip flops and socks, oxygen mask.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't want to see that. I'm totally cool with just ending that story. Like,
but it's
totally
these,
cool with that.
In these movies, man, and I'm not talking about, like I say these, not Scream, but just movies.
Yeah.
They're not good. That's never going to happen, dude. It'll be 2 years later, 3-4 years later. He'll be totally recovered, maybe a little limp. I mean, even Dewey, God bless Wes Craven. He gave Dewey a limp. And I got to give him credit for that. Usually you don't even get that. They're just like magically normal.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, give him a limp, give him something. I mean, running never helped him. So give him a limp, do something at least, but I don't think we'll get anything more than that, because if you have a character that has all that, they're not going to be able to do what you want to do in a Scream movie, which is run, fight, do all that stuff. So I hear you.
Yeah.
Realistically, that should be there, but I think we're going to go 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Everyone's good. Scars, but that's it.
If we see Chad playing professional football in the next
Oh,
movie,
Lord.
Yeah.
They're in his fourth year of college.
Yeah,
he's out there on
I was going to say my football coach when I was in high school had been stabbed several times and only had one lung, and he still played like college, like high level college football. Like if you're determined, you can do it. But and I think that's something they would do in a Scream movie, because these characters kind of have to be a little larger than life.
Yeah.
I feel like when anytime Dewey got stabbed, you felt it and you really worried about him. I don't worry about Chad at all. And Chad has been, he was a pincushion, to use Richie's term.
Yeah.
I don't worry about him at all. I don't worry about any of them at all. Like Tara got stabbed twice in the like once in the back, once in the abdomen, and it was like she got tickled, like nothing.
Yeah.
Sydney felt real anytime she was attacked, right? Like I was actually worried about it, and that's kind of the direction I want to get back to.
Chris, my buddy over at Discover Montreal, put Chad in a wheelchair and have Ghostface kill him with a chainsaw. Hello, little callback to Texas Chainsaw.
Or just push him down the steps.
Throw a machete at his head. Yeah.
Oh no,
that's the thing. Like he never got all the injuries, all the stabs have been to the sides or to the front. Like nothing has ever,
and the leg.
Nothing's ever come close to his spine or his legs. So like,
well, I think they should do a shot that he has
the fifth one in his legs. Chad.
He got the artery stab in the leg.
He got one stab in the leg, and he laid there for like 20 minutes during
at least a half hour.
Act.
Yeah.
When people tell me that Chad is more suspicious than Mindy, I'm like, Mindy gets like one little poke, and then she's gone the entire third act.
Yeah.
Both
Sleeping.
movies.
She's sleeping with a cut. Yeah.
If they bring them back, I want Mindy to be Ghostface, so I can finally see her get killed, because she's missing from the third act of both movies.
And it's awful because I love Jasmine Savoy Brown as an actress. If you've seen Yellow Jackets, she's incredible in it. So I'm like, she's being so wasted in these movies.
I agree with that. I do. The writing for her is way over the top. Way, way over the top.
And not in a good way.
And not in a good way, right? It's like, there's Bruce Campbell Ash over the top. That's gorgeous. It's lovely. But there's also over the top where it just doesn't land. And and again, I don't have. It's nothing against Jasmine. To Sarah's point, I mean, she's being the character that was written for her.
Yeah,
that's what's calling for her to do. So she's doing it, but it just doesn't work for me.
And I liked her in the fifth one. The sixth one just
yeah,
it was a no-go.
It was different. It was different. Yeah.
I just what have these people seen? Have the writers seen a Scream movie? Because when they wrote her dialogue to say,
right,
oh, how lightning never strikes the same place twice, something along those lines, like, have you seen a Scream movie? Have you seen a stab movie? Like, quit being dumb. Your Uncle Randy died the second time it happened to him. You think you're good? Come on now, people.
Right.
Her line about being in a franchise bothers me because I'm like, you've been in a franchise for 25 years. Like, it's not just like on the 6th movie you become a franchise. I don't know why. That just stuck with me.
It was just over the top in a way that was like, I don't know, like her character. I want to see her die. I want to see her die, and I want to. It's going to sound terrible, but I want to see her and Tara die.
That's who I want to.
Because if those two die, we're going to get a vengeful Sam and a vengeful Chad. And even if he's in a wheelchair, he'll hobble along to take some revenge. And
well,
think about his wheelchair. It's a little electric scooter.
And that leads to another good point too. And we're just again, guys, those in the chat, hope you're enjoying our conversation. And I'll try to get to questions as they come in. And I'm seeing some I'm flagging, but we're kind of just going with the flow because all this intertwines. We'll get to more into 7 here in a second, but that brings up the question of Tara. And I have said for a while here that in my mind, anyway, the most likely opening kill of this movie is Tara because she's filming Wednesday and she's filming Beetlejuice 2. Now, I've heard Beetlejuice 2.
It's pretty much done.
It's pretty much done. I heard that. Done. So that may not play a factor as we thought it would. So that may make it easier for her to be in this movie, depending on what the Wednesday filming schedules are. So that is maybe a little better news if you're a fan for those that are fans of Tara. And I'm okay with Tara. I have no problem with her being in the movie. And Sam won me over in 6 because you guys know I was ready to push that character off the cliff after 5, and she won me over. So I'm all for Sam being back. And my question though is, have they worked this out? Will they be able to work this out with filming schedule? The whole reason Radio Silence said no was because they wanted to go make the Universal Monster movie. Who is the star? Melissa Barrera. So if they couldn't do the movie because of the Dracula or the monster movie, then how do we not know that Melissa also can't do the movie? Now I do know they don't film the movies in order. You can shoot other scenes that she's not in. While there's ways to make that work, obviously, but it's just something that we're talking about. We're thinking something to think about, and in that scenario. So, what do you guys think about that idea? Let's just think about that for a second. Radio Silence said no to Scream 7 because they wanted to go make the Universal movie that they put on hold to do 6. That was their reason. So where does that leave Melissa? Because she's the star. Let me start with Polar, and then let me start with Sarah. It's easier to go around. Sarah, do you think that could mirror or be a sign that we may not get Melissa, or if we do, it may be limited? What do you think?
No, because it would make sense for them to not be able to do it. They need to be there the whole time.
Right.
But if we're all hoping, Sydney's back, it would just mean we'd have more screen time with Sydney and maybe less with Melissa and then less with Tara or, So I think it's not a real strong sign that she's not in it. It just hopefully we get more development with other characters, so we wouldn't need her the whole time anyway.
Yeah. So kind of like a Scream 3 scenario where maybe Melissa's there for 20 days and something like that.
Even with Jenna, like if she is the opening kill, that makes sense. She's there for a week or two. Maybe it's more of that kind of split story like 5 was, except more evenly split. So we have more Sydney. So we need like Melissa for less days. I think it can still be done. I don't think Radio Silence backing out means that Melissa would back out also.
Okay. Polar, what do you think? Do you think it'll affect her at all, or her time, maybe her amount of screen time we get, or do you think they'll work around it?
Yeah, pretty much everything Sarah said was what I was thinking.
Okay.
I'm hoping she's not going to be the main character, and the next one will be more of Sydney's story. So she's only going to be needed like a limited amount of time.
Yeah. Okay. All right, JT, what do you think, man?
Yeah. Because the thing is, it's the studios, really, how long they want to wait. They didn't really wait for this Sydney deal. So it seems like they want to go on a roll. So if that puts like, listen, I can't do this to here's ball. And, we already got Chris directing. I'm saying there's already a script somewhere. They're ready to roll. So will they wait for it? It's like, you know what? No, let's just do something else. I want to get this out now, especially if you want to throw the rumor in that maybe, Stu Macher is back and Matthew's back. How long do they have? And so it's like, who's the bigger star in the franchise? So if she comes back for a kill, no problem. But if, they say, hey, I can't do this and this, I don't see the studio waiting. I think they're going to change it.
Okay. All right, Eric, and your thoughts on that, man? Do you think that Universal movie is going to affect her at all, or you think that they've got that figured out already to get her in?
Well, no, because the reason Radio Silence wouldn't be able to do is because directors, you got pre-production, filming, and post-production. You got to be part of all of that.
Everything, right? Of course.
Actors, you're only really there maybe a little bit of pre-production, and you got your filming.
Yep.
So, and the average time of filming is only like, I think the average filming time is only like 3 months. So,
yeah, that's right.
And here's the thing: we're talking. Everyone keeps saying this about Scream 7, like getting on jumping the gun as soon as the strike is over. It's not going to happen that way, unfortunately. People think it is, but they haven't been able to cast or audition anyone.
No, so nobody can. But the thing is, you're talking about every single movie. When this strike's over, they're going to jump the gun on everything.
They are, but here's the thing: pre-production hasn't really been done on Scream 7 yet, because you haven't got locations yet. Because you can't really do that. I don't think the script is finished. I know people are saying there's a script out there. I don't believe it's finished. You got to do that first. If Christopher Landon's working on the script, so that's got to be done. So
they can start that now.
They can be doing that right now.
I think there was one already. You can't stop a writer from writing. You're not. So, like I say, somebody can write the script, but it's not.
I think you underestimate how resilient the writers are in terms of striking. I know you said that, and plenty of other people said that.
Yeah.
I don't think these writers were secretly writing during the strikes. I don't.
You think they don't write nothing? Because they can't sell it, but they can write, and they can have that on a laptop. Strikes over, boop. There's always loopholes, brother. There's always loopholes. I don't think
they were. I mean, it's cool. We just differ in our opinion on that. But anyways, say that even if there is a script right now,
it's got to be tweaked. It's got to be tweaked and overhauled.
Yeah, there's no way you're gonna know if the actors who are the characters in that were going to be available now. So you're probably going to have to rewrite it. But even if it is perfect, all your returning characters line up, there has to be new characters in a Scream movie. No negotiations, no auditions can happen during the strike.
Yeah.
So
right.
So when say the strike is over, as far as I'm aware, the Melissa and the Universal Monster movie is ready to film, correct?
Yeah, that's my understanding.
So when the strike ends, they start filming that movie. Say she's there for 3 months. I'm going to predict it's going to take 2 to 3 months of pre-production on Scream 7 once the strike ends to actually audition people, bring them back.
So
because you don't just go in for one audition. You go in, audition, you come back. So I don't think it's going to affect her at all. I think she could still very well be in it because in the 3 months she's going to take to film the Universal Monster movie, Scream 7's doing pre-production. Because what was the initial wrap date they projected? April 19th?
April 19th for a wrap date. Yep.
Okay, so say they start filming January or February, because that's about your 3 months.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. You could do February, like 1st of February, even and still squeeze it in.
Okay,
9 weeks. They only did 9 weeks on 6.
So say the strike does in October. All of October to film, November, December, January. That's 4 months. She could get done filming that movie. So I don't think it does affect her coming back. That was kind of a long-winded way, I guess, more detail, but I don't think that will affect her coming back. Whether or not,
but ain't she doing another movie?
She does have another movie, or
2
I think
movies
maybe a
lined
TV
up.
show. On her IMDb as in pre-production.
And again,
so Jasmine.
And like I say, it's interesting. That's what is so curious about this, because when the strike ends, we're going to find out real quick if they were signed or not. Like who's under contract. If the rumor is true, and again, this is a rumor, pinch of salt, but the rumor that is pretty prominent from some people that pretty credible people. Not my source did not say this to me. This is other people. But anyway, they said that they actually had locked the core 4 up before the strike hit. They just didn't announce it. All under the wraps. They just didn't say anything. But they apparently that they got them done, and that Nev's negotiation. I already mentioned Nev. That came from my source directly. But we'll find out, I suspect, not too long after the strike's over and pre-production begins. You know how they do it. They start dropping all the media outlets. Here's the actors, like last time. And they announced the core 4 at one time, I think last year for 6, that they were all back. So it won't shock me either way. I'm going to say it that way. It will not surprise me either way. If we come out and we see, hey, guess what? Nev Campbell's back. And so is the core 4 in like the first 4 weeks after the strike ends. Then we confirms that was pretty much done. It also won't shock me though if they come back and say, we've got this person back. Maybe we've got Melissa Barrera signed on, and they're negotiating the other 3. That's something like that could be happening too. So, but that's interesting. That's why it's exciting, because I'm like, which is true? Which is right? Did they sign or did they not sign? And But Eric does make a good point. Like, even if there are projects working on, like Jenna has Wednesday 2, it's going to take 3 months, 2-3 months at least to get ready to film. Because like I say, you do have to secure locations. You can't do that now. You got to get all that stuff done. That takes time, and you got to cast 6 new actors to be our suspects. And victims, obviously.
And body count.
Yes, you got to have body count.
Put my little hand up like Eric does.
Go ahead, Sarah. Yeah, please.
I have thought.
Yes.
At the end of the day, they're going to want to make money.
Yep.
And they would be absolutely crazy to not bring Jenna Ortega back if she showed any interest. She's the biggest thing right now. She's huge. And if you brought Jenna back, you can't have a story without Sam. So I think if Jenna signs, like it's a done deal. Like we're having another core 4 thing, and like they would be crazy not to bring her back.
See, I'm gonna go the opposite of that. You know how much money she's gonna want to come back.
And
however, if they bring Nev Campbell back, they're gonna pay significantly less than they would for Jenna Ortega, and it's gonna be just as big of a draw.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, that's a question, Sarah. Do you think, did they afford Nev Campbell Jenna Ortega, and Melissa Barrera. Those are the three biggest. Courtney's going to probably. I'm not worried about Courtney, but those three. I mean,
well,
you know what I'm saying?
Money. Yeah,
I know exactly what you're saying, but someone from the outside would probably think like, is he talking bad about Courtney?
I'm not. I know. I mean
these things,
I think Courtney will come back because she wants to come back. I think she'll work on this. I think she'd give a discount. It's just my opinion. I could be wrong though. But Sarah, what do you think? Do you think that if my source is right and I'm pushing all my chips on them because I believe in their credibility that much, that Nev is back, is there enough money? Now we don't know what the budget is, and it's going to go up. It's going to go up from the last one. They always go up.
Now,
I think there will be because I think that the Carpenter sisters are not going to be like the main focus. They're going to be there for less time. And I think, if what they say in their interviews holds any water, that they actually care about their characters, they would want to come back to like see the story through. But like the draw for Jenna is so big. And like I understand, like I'm an OG. I'm a Sydney fan. I want Nev over Jenna any day. But, like, Jenna is so big right now to anyone younger than us. When I went to see Scream 6, my entire theater were kids cosplaying as Wednesday Addams. Like,
oh my gosh.
She is the draw for this movie as much as, like, we may not see that because we're invested in the franchise. The mainstream draw is Jenna.
Yeah, it's
Jenna
definitely
made $6 million off of Scream 6.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
So how much did Nev was offered from the reports? 4, right?
That's the rumor. I don't know.
Okay, so let's say she's offered 4. So if Jenna makes the same amount, that's $10 million right there in 2 people. Plus you bring in Melissa Barrera, who's now the star of 2 Scream movies and the star of a Universal Monster movie. So she's probably going to want the same amount. Y'all, that right there is dropping $15 million just on 3 actors.
And you're not even talking about Courtney yet.
Yeah, you're not talking Courtney. You're not talking the other 2 of the core 4. Honestly, and here's something, and maybe it's just me. I don't want both Sydney and the core 4 back. Because if you do that, you're detracting from story on both of them.
It's 50-50. If hopefully it would be a 50-50 split, but yeah, even like 2 storylines running at the same time, which I've talked about before. Yeah. I posited the idea of the opening of Scream 7 being an opening kill happening in one city with the core 4 group. And then as we think the title card is coming, the knife swipe comes down and it cuts to a new scene, new location. And it's Sydney and Mark having dinner somewhere or something. And all of a sudden, Ghostface attacks Sydney on the same night at the same time. And what we end up having is this concurrent story of Sydney's attack and Ghostface investigation. And what it ends up being is the cult of Ghostface. That's why they're in different parts of the country. And here we go. I'm going to make some people mad, so get ready, because it's going to all connect the cult as the investigation goes along in the movie. It's going to connect it all back to one singular location and one singular leader of the cult. And you know what I'm talking about. Get it up. It's Stu Macher.
Yeah! I'm ready, baby! Get up!
You can hate me all night long, people, but it ain't gonna change my mind.
Get up!
Yeah.
Get up! It was fun.
Yes, the stew train, my friends. That's what I'm talking about. Eric, what you got?
One point to comment on what you said. I overall like that idea, but if you do the 2 separate stories like that, instead of a 90-minute story, you're only getting 45 minutes with each story.
Oh yeah.
And I think I don't personally want that. But in reference to Stu, that's the final reason I don't want the Carpenters back. They don't even know who the hell that is. Like if Stu Macher walked in, they wouldn't know. Like Mindy, maybe, but like
maybe.
Just like
maybe.
when they walked into the shrine, they had no clue about any of that. It was wasted on them. That's why I don't want them to be in the movie that Stu's in. I want that to be a Sydney focused movie. That way, when he comes through the door, he's revealed. Sydney is there with all the realization to the fans and to Sydney. I don't. Sam and
no, I mean, yeah, I get it. I mean, Jenna should be an up and kill because here's the thing: it's not her movie. It's not her story. That's the thing I always hate. I mean, she's white hot to get people ass in seats. I get that, but it's not her story. It's Sam's. So they just off her. All right, there you go. You're done, and then you can keep Sam, and you're fine. But like I said, I'm completely fine with the Carpenter sisters over. If not, Tara should be the opening kill. Because it's Jenna, Ortega, but that doesn't, mean anything. Because now you're making it a Tara movie, not a Sam movie, and not a Sydney movie. It's all about Tara. So she needs to go. She needs to go.
All right, I want to hear from the ladies. Polar, what do you think about this idea I put out there in the universe of having these two separate attacks coming on opening night and same night? This concurrent story where we have the Carpenters and Sam, I'm sorry, I keep saying that, Sydney back in a quasi lead role again.
Yeah.
Would you like it or not?
No, I think we could do it. And I guess one other reason I think that we're not quite done with the Carpenter sisters is that I think the mom's coming back. And I'm like, fingers crossed. I would love some form of like a flashback. So we find out that the mom was somehow involved. So that's going to be the connection between Sydney's stories and why it's relevant to keep the Carpenter sisters in. And that would be your full circle.
Okay. All right. Hey, there's a lot of people that really want to see Christina Carpenter. A lot of people like they want to know like, who is she? Is she going to come back? And we just don't know. I mean, we don't know if she was just a plot point in the script, or if they ever intend to bring her back. It could be either way, right? It could be.
But no Maureen Prescott, I tell you that.
We've always wanted to know how that night went, and they could give us. I mean, that's one of my favorite parts of Halloween Kills is the flashback scene. So if we get a freaking awesome flashback scene, maybe don't pin it on anyone's face so we can't see that they've been de-aged horribly, but just give us something. I think that we could have both of them.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my thoughts.
Yeah. No, I like that. Sarah, what do you think about the idea? Are you want one or the other, or what do you think?
So I feel like I have a different feeling about the future of the franchise than the rest of the panel.
Okay.
So I do agree with you. I like the idea of having the two stories because I think we need the two stories. Like the way I envision 7 going is we need the Carpenters back because we need to wrap them up, give them a definitive end. I think Tara is probably going to die. I think Sam's going to have her arc. They're going to go. I think we also need Sydney back because we need to wrap Sydney up. Gail talks about having, Sydney have her happy ending. I want to see it on screen. I want to see her and Kincaid ride off into the sunset. I want Gail to go live her little life. I think we need to end everything that has happened thus far, because if we keep trying to go forward with sequels, tying every little thing back to the beginning, it's going to get so convoluted. It's going to get frustrated. I'm sorry. I love Matthew Lillard. Stu is dead. We can't keep doing this. I think then we need a 3-year break. We come back with 8. Fresh Ghostface, fresh story. I think that we're on the path to digging ourselves into a hole, and 7 is a really good time to gracefully end the OGs and end the current storyline, and then we can breathe some life back into the franchise and continue it, because this could go on for so many more movies, but not if we just keep trying to do the same things. How many boyfriends have we had be the killer? How many families of the boyfriends have we had? We need to do something before this turns into the Fast and Furious. That is, I've laid everything out for you. That is my 2 cents. That's just how I feel.
So just I want to clarify something. So you talked about Stu. So are you saying like in 7, if we get
I think
Sydney?
Stu's dead. I think he's dead. I don't think we'll ever see him again.
Oh, you're off the train? What happened?
I
My
love
friend.
the train. So I'm a Stu supporter instead of a Stu truther. And I will tell you why.
Okay.
So to the best of my knowledge, up until the 6th film, no one ever said Stu was confirmed dead.
Right.
So in those movies, in my mind, he could have been somewhere. He could have been in hiding because nobody ever said he was dead. They just said he was another killer. And then in 6, we get the police report. You see the date of death. They tell him he's dead, and then they bring up the conspiracy. Maybe he's alive. But this is the first time I remember actually hearing no, he's dead. So because they said that in all the previous movies, he couldn't have just been somewhere. I think
he's
dead.
Dead.
They think he's dead. That's what
because
that's where I'm coming from.
Because Dewey in 5 said who's Stu? He's Billy's apprentice. He didn't say he didn't say past tense like he was still alive or he don't know because he was Billy's accomplice, but he said he's accomplice.
Yeah. So then in 6, when they have the police report saying he's dead, I'm like, that kind of stopped it for me. Everyone's saying that 6 gave them a renewed hope that Stu would be alive. I think it just furthered the point that he's dead, and I think the Easter eggs of him being alive were just fan service. That's just in my heart, I would want it to be true. Stu would be fun to be back, but he wouldn't be fun 90s Stu. He would be old, grizzled, vengeful Stu. And would that be a fun Matthew Lillard?
I think
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it'd be very fun.
I think he would still have that sense of humor.
He's gonna be manic.
It'll be twisted, man. It'll be twisted.
I think he'd be like a Joker in the Dark Knight.
Yes.
Exactly. That's what I think too. And I respect that, and it's totally cool. I mean, a lot of people feel that way as well, and it's all good. I just view it. I know I see it a little different. I think the clues that were in 6 still do point to him. I think, and I do know what you're saying about the murder board. And it has dead 1996. And in my mind, though, I think that's what they have to think, right? The belief has to be that he's dead, because that way, otherwise, you're looking for him as a suspect.
Yes, sir.
And so if he's dead, he's not on your radar. So what's that?
That's what. Yeah,
exactly.
I was about to say it's like Bailey fooled
Quinn.
the FBI,
right? Yeah, exactly. It's kind of the same thing, which I thought was interesting because Quinn's favorite Ghostface was Stu, and she faked her death in 6. And I always thought that was interesting, and what a parallel that could be, to, showing Stu may have faked his death, because I do believe, Sarah, you're right. I think if he was alive. Knowingly alive, like everyone knew he was in prison or whatever, I think that's very, very difficult to build a story around, because they never talked that, they would have been looking for him. Is Stu still in prison? Is there they've been monitoring him, in my mind. So I think the only way we get past that, and it lines up with the assumption in 6 that he's dead on the murder board, because they think he is. That's the whole point. Eric, did you want to say something? You had your hand up for a little bit.
Well, this is actually a question to Sarah and to Polar, because Sarah said they're the two that I think were specific about wanting the Carpenter sisters to come back. And what Sarah said is you want them to come back to wrap up the Carpenter sisters story. And after what we got at the ending of 6, what more would you say needs to be done for their story to be wrapped up? How could it be wrapped up any better than it was in 6?
I just think there's a lot of questions left. So, when we first see them, they barely know each other. It's like a reunion in 5. And then you see them in 6 as kind of adversarial. They're always butting heads. And now 7 needs to be them together as a unified front. I personally don't care if Christina Carpenter comes back, but they're talking a lot about her to not bring her back in some capacity. So I just think I need
they mentioned
30
Stu
minutes
more
of
in 5 and
screen
6
time.
than hers. So
Listen, we could talk about Stu all day. I think they missed their chance to bring him back in 5. I don't think it makes sense anymore.
I was just making.
He could be in 5.
But
that's the thing. If we have a flashback, he could have killed Dewey. They could link that in.
I just think we're getting into fantasy land, but I'm happy that you guys are happy.
Sarah, I'm loving you.
There's always a chance. And I always say,
it's a horror movie. There's always a chance.
Always a chance. Anything can happen in any of these movies, right? But I respect you, Sarah. You know that. I respect you. I love you. And it's all right. I support you. It's all good.
I feel like this is a safe space, and that's why I can tell you that I think he's dead.
You know it is. We love you.
I always said, if he's not in 7, confirm that he's dead. Let's just get it over with and confirm that he's
body.
Dead.
Give us DNA.
That's why we could put it to rest. Because my whole thing is, if you're going to bring Billy back, you got to bring Stu back. Because to me, it's pointless bringing Billy back. Stu was a better character. He really was a better character. And a lot of people like Stu better. But that's the thing. If he's not in it, show that he's dead. But Polar had the best idea how he could still be alive because he could be rehabilitated. Because in 96, he's a ghost face. He's wearing gloves. You got to prove that he killed anybody. And this is 96, for God's sake. So he can get off with rich parents, rehabilitate. And they could be like, well, he got away. He just don't exist in my life anymore. They could play it that route.
No, 6 showed his date of death was 1996. Like the evidence board in 6 shows he's presumed dead in 1996.
That's right.
So that shows the FBI and at least the NYPD in some capacity they think he's dead. So and I've said that from the beginning. Like the only way Stu comes back is if it was faking his death.
Yeah,
I believe it's possible that Roman could have helped him do it. Because we know Roman was he knew about the events of part 1 happening. And we see a Ghostface in part 1 there like 2 times where it doesn't make sense for it to be Billy and Stu. If you want to do a flashback, which I guess I'm in the minority, I do not want to see a flashback because I don't know, like, because if we did see a flashback, I think it would have to be part of what we already saw in Scream 1, and it would be so weird. It'd be like Uncanny Valley stuff, and I wouldn't really care for it because we saw those events take place. Whereas Halloween Ends, I agree, that was, in my opinion, the best part of the movie.
Oh, that was so good.
It was seeing characters that we didn't know in a situation we hadn't seen before, so there wasn't any of them looking weird because they were de-aged, and Polar, you brought it up perfectly. It would be weird for them to do that. But if there was a flashback, I mean, it could show that someone helped Stu out.
Yeah, I would have to, especially if he's explaining, how are you alive? And then when he's talking, this is a little flashback, could have been Roman, and so there's always a chance. And with their mom, I'm at this point, when your daughter gets stabbed, you don't show up, you're worthless. I don't care. Unless she's part of it. That's where I'm at. Because if my daughter was stabbed, I don't care where I was at. Jamaica, England, I'm coming back for my kids. So
I think she was a name. That's all she was. And I've said it before, just like the McKenzies. They put the McKenzies name on the poster.
That's true.
6. They were nowhere to even be seen. I really think Christina Carpenter was a name they made up to tie it to the first movie. I don't want to see her because I don't think she's going to affect anything more than having spawned Billy Loomis's child.
The devil.
Spawned.
well, I got to tell you guys, when it comes to Christina, so I was real hopeful that we would see her in 6, and I was like, okay, man, they need to do it now. They introduced her in 5, and let's do it now. And I kept hoping. And the first time we hear her name, remember, it was one of the girls. Somebody says that basically she's like, I don't want to say I hate the words abandon them, but she's basically like dropped. Like she's done with them. I'm like, oh no. And that when they said that, I thought to myself, okay, now my personal hopes to see her went way down because I'm like. The writers made this big point to say that she wants nothing basically to do with them anymore. She's just going, I can't remember the exact words that were used in the line, but it was like, oh shoot, man.
Well, she cut Sam off, and then Tara cut her off for cutting Sam off.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Tara. Thank you, Sarah.
They also said that she was a drunk, and that's how Amber found out maybe she's going to get off the bottle, and then she's going to want to come back to their kids.
I mean, it's always possible.
Kids. Yeah.
Sure.
That's sorry. Right. I had this thought earlier, but I forgot it. It's another reason I don't want to see a flashback is I don't want to see them change anything Wes Craven did.
I'm with you there.
Dewey.
I
mean, well, but they didn't change the storyline of the movies.
They didn't change anything that Wes Craven did. They added on. They continued the story. That's another reason I don't want a flashback. And I feel like Radio Silence was very respectful in that way. They only added. They never altered.
Right. That's true.
So that's another reason I don't want a flashback, or I don't want Christina Carpenter to be a part of it, because that was never Wes Craven's intent.
She doesn't have to be part of it as far as she was behind a mask. She could have just known it was happening and didn't speak up.
Possibly. Like I said, I don't want it to go back that far. I personally, and that's just I want everything that Wes did to stay exactly as it is. And we do know that Wes wanted to bring Stu back, so that's why I'm okay with him coming back. But I just
he wanted Stu and Eric real quick. He wanted Stu and Kirby to come back, and that's another thing that Guy and James honored was Wes Craven, his desire. I can't even talk tonight. His desire for Kirby, and they brought her back. And I thought that was really cool. The big question is, and we know Guy Busick has admitted in many interviews I've seen, he's a self-admitted truther. Yeah, he's a Stu truther. He's very upfront about it. He says, he wants to get Stu into a movie any way that he can. And so I'm like, well, if Guy is indeed co-writing this script, then there's always a chance that he'll get his wish because and I think all of those little Stu clues.
He's coming back.
I wrote those in there.
He's coming back in 7.
I think so. By the way, Jordan Talks Film. Wes Craven did not change his mind about Stu. His hand was forced. The producers, Weinstein, said that they couldn't do it because of the tragedy that happened.
Correct.
I mean, at this point, I think it's old news, but Matthew Lillard was paid to be in Scream 3. Like, Wes didn't say, "Oh, I changed my mind on Stu coming back."
He put him in the second one as an extra.
You know what, guys? How about this? Let's let Matthew himself explain it. Let's see what he has to say about that.
Well, I have an incredible piece of trivia, which probably nobody really knows. That Scream 3 was in pre-production, and I had actually been hired to come back in Scream 3 as the killer. And then when Columbine broke out, they scratched the entire script. They scrapped it because it had something to do with high school and taking over kids and making them do terrible things. And the producers were like, Wes was like, we have to. I mean, Bob was, we can't go this way. And so I actually was paid to be in Scream 3, and never had a chance to fulfill it.
That's right. And Matthew has said in a con, he added that they were actually 3 weeks from shooting. That's how close they were to getting that version of Scream 3 with Stu back. It's like that close.
The thing is, I think that's the direction they're going to go.
Do you think so? Really?
I think the original Scream 3, because you know how they're 5 is 1, 2, 6 is 2. So you're going to think, oh, back to California. No, I think they're going that direction. They're going to give us probably the original Scream 3 that we're supposed to get. And let's say her kids are maybe in high school, and that's how it can link Sydney back. Because if Richie and Amber's got back, and there's a cult, but maybe there isn't, he's going to have to get some recruits. How do you get it? High school, or they'll do college. But I doubt they'll do college again.
CJ, the franchise doesn't have ties with Columbine, but in that script, Matthew was from jail leading a group of high schoolers who were performing a murder spree. I think the lead one was like the principal's daughter or something like that.
Something like, it was. Yeah, I think so, actually.
But
now, here's a question I want to throw out there that I think is also one we've not talked about yet. And it's from Two Boys. What's up, Eric? He says, the question is, what vision does Landon have? And being a big fan of the series, what are his thoughts on Stu returning? Well, and not only Stu returning, but just in my mind in general, and then I know if you guys have not seen the interview that I did with Christopher 2 weeks ago, if one of my mods could put a link, if you wouldn't mind, in the chat, I would appreciate it. If you've not seen it, we got a lot of guests here tonight, a lot of new folks that are maybe first time here, and you may not even know about it. But Christopher Landon was here a couple of weeks ago, stayed for over an hour, asked a lot of great questions for him, and he answered them. He was real joy. Got to speak to him backstage and did more talking with him one-on-one. He's just really great. One of the reason I bring that point up is because one of the questions that I asked him, it was very carefully thought out because I wanted to gain insight to how he writes, how he directs, what's in his mind making a film. So I asked the question, and all the movies he's directed, most of the movies he's directed, he's been a co-writer, at least a co-writer or writer. And I asked him, how important is it to you to have a voice in the script and the story of the movie you're making? And he starts off by saying it's critical. It's critical to him that he is able to have an input on the script and the story. And he said, even if it's uncredited, as an uncredited writer, he said, I've never made a movie I've not actually was involved in the story. And then, of course, I was doing jumping jacks inside whenever he said that. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to just like scream, because you know why? If we'd have had him for Scream 6, just for an example, I'm telling you, a lot of the issues that we talk about with scripting here, I'm telling you, the guys, they would not have been there because Radio Silence did not do that. They said it openly. They had nothing to do with the script. The script was handed to them. They go shoot. That's not the case with Landon. So, guys, I'm just telling you that it's a great question that Eric posts here. What is Landon's vision? We don't know. We don't know, but I will tell you guys this. Whenever I was talking to Landon, I asked you, I said, man, look, I don't expect a response from you. I don't at all. This is when we were just one-on-one. I said, but I just have to say, I am the self-professed conductor of the Stu train. And I said, I am a Stu truther all the way. I've always felt he's alive. I still do. And I said, if there's any way you can work him in to Scream 7, it would make my day and the day of a lot of other people. I told him that. So I at least you got to take the shot when you get a chance. You take the shot. So and he laughed, and he actually laughed, and he was like, he actually revealed that him and Matthew Lillard are really good friends.
See, I knew it. I knew it.
He did.
Because the whole Blumhouse thing, I knew it.
They are. He said they're really good friends, and I'm like, oh, now inside my heart's going like a helicopter rotor, and so because in my mind the odds just got better. They just got better. He's not a stranger. He knows them. They're friends. They did a charity event together. It's like okay. If it's good, look here. If it's gonna happen, guys, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen here. It needs to happen now. All right.
It was really fun being on, like, watching that interview because we knew you couldn't ask Scream questions, but like I'm listening to your questions. I'm like, so he's asking pretty much how you're gonna do Scream without saying.
He's tiptoeing around the line.
He really were. It was a great interview too. He was.
Well, thank you, buddy.
He was.
Thank you.
Yeah, like questions were. From our perspective, very tailored, but they're so good. And I mean, he had some great answers too. Like
he really did.
He dropped some F-bombs, man. I think that was.
I know.
I think that was the most that's ever been on your channel. I was like, whoa.
It is. That's
what I liked about it. Is when he said he's taking what everybody done and looking at the big picture and putting it all together. I like how he said that. because he just ain't going to jump all in it and just boom, here we go. He's going to see what he has. And so that was a thumbs up for me. And he didn't want to do a Nightmare on Elm Street. That was a big thumbs up because he could have done oh yeah, I love that franchise and I want to do that. No, he goes, nope, I'll pass it to him. He got big points for me when he said that because it wasn't a cha-ching, response,
No, he was very honest. I felt he was being very transparent, very open. He wasn't like, it was just, I love that about him. And the best part is perhaps, I say the best part, let me rephrase it. What's also very exciting, that's a better way to say it, is that at the end of this whole thing, I was talking to Christopher backstage. Again, it was just the two of us. And he said, before I even asked him, he said, oh, I really want to come back here and so I can talk to you about making a Scream movie. And I said, absolutely. I would love to have you back here. And so he said he would come back, guys, for another interview when the press junket begins for Scream 7. So when they start doing press tours, all the interviews, he's coming back, and we're going to talk about and promote Scream 7 with him here on the channel. So we're staying in touch. I'm staying in touch with him regularly, and I'm excited, guys. So anyway,
you know what that means?
It was a special night. Yeah.
That means if Stu is in the movie, he could be like, hey, come on this interview with
me.
Or he could give you another leg up to get Matthew on the channel, man. Because if he's coming and if he's working with Matthew, he could be like, hey, you should
happen someday. Eventually.
I need those cards, man. I need know, those
dude.
cards.
I got to get you those cards. When do you leave for that convention? When is that? Is it
18 days? It's in 18 days. I leave on the 19th.
I'll have them on the 19th. Okay. That's what I need to know. I will have them to you. I will get them to you before then. It'll be probably like a week. It'll be not very much before then, but I'll make sure I get them to you by the 19th.
You know what? Matthew isn't going to be at that convention. So November. It's the first. The second weekend in November is actually when I go to the one that Matthew's going to be at. So, but I mean, still for all the other people that are.
For the other people there, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. James Jude and Nick Castle and stuff.
And man. And Brett James Bishop I was talking to him this week, and he had went to the Festival Con in Salt Lake City, got to meet Nev Campbell and Matthew Lillard, and he told both of them about the channel. He told Nev, he said, listen, he says, you've got to check out my friend. It's craving something scary. He kind of spent the whole thing. And he's like, he dedicated the site, his channel is dedicated to Wes. That's why he's, it's called Craven, something he's not spelled. And she said, she was like, what? Oh, she's like, she really was like, that's so kind. She's like, okay, so it's craving something scary. Like she was really like making sure she had it down. And Matthew did the same thing. He told Matthew the same thing. And so Brett, I salute my friend. Thank you for going to bat for me, man. He had a really awesome time, and I got to get those cards made because I got this big chiller fest in New Jersey next month, and I've got like three guests next weekend coming on the channel that are all going to be at the con. And guess what? My card for Craving Something Scary is going to be handed out to every person that gets an autograph for all of the panelists. They're going to give them to the folks, every one of them. So we're going to see what that does for the channel. If I get subs, if I get views, feedback. But yeah, everyone gets a signature from Lynn McCree, Alan Robinson, Kevin Ball. They're going to give him my card. They're going to say, hey, be sure you check out this channel. He interviews all of our clients. It's a partnership I'm doing with the marketing company that books conventions. And he's like, hey, go and check out this channel. He's our official, we endorse his channel. He interviews all of our guests. So you only got to talk to Alan for like 2 minutes here, but you can go watch this interview and get all your questions answered by watching the interview.
Wow.
And so that's the project. That's what we're doing, guys. I'm very excited. So it's a proof of concept thing. I'm going to send them about 2,000 cards to have on deck for this 3-day convention. And I'm going to be watching my sub counts over that weekend to see if there's any movement. But I'm putting a QR code on the cards so that people are in line can just go boop, hit their phone on QR code, takes you to my channel so they can watch the interviews while they're waiting in line for the next autograph. That's the hope. So, speaking of which, guys, next weekend is a roller coaster for this channel. You need to get ready to buckle up. And Sarah's like, I know. She's already, I'm telling you, look at this, guys. Check this out. This starts on Friday, next coming Friday. I've got Kevin Ball, who is the original Creeper, and Jeepers Creepers 1 is going to be on the channel. He's also a stunt double for Kyle Chandler and Godzilla King of Monsters and a bunch of other films. He's going to be here at 9 p.m. Central Friday night, the 6th. It's going to be an amazing conversation. He's never done an interview about his role as the Creeper. I'm the very first I'm the very first channel, podcast, whatever, ever that is going to hear the stories that he's going to share. They've never been told. He said, I've got stories no one's ever heard.
Exclusive.
It's exclusive. That's why it's exclusive. So he is going to be the first time telling us about doing all the grunt work as the Creeper in the costume.
I don't want to get into it, obviously, but is it because of the director controversy?
I don't know the specifics. We didn't get into that either.
Okay.
But yeah, and we're not going to be talking about Vincent at all in the interview. It's completely off limits. But yeah, he's going to share though about his role as the Creeper, and it's never been told before, guys. So come watch the interview, ask your questions, because he's never answered anyone. Chiller is his first ever con appearance. He's never done interviews. He's never done cons. So I'm the first to tap into it. So next Friday. But guess what? That's on the 6th. You know what happens the very next day on Saturday? It is Alan Robinson, who's the Ghostface in Scream 2, Timothy Oliphant's stunt double in Scream 2, and Matthew Lillard, stunt double in Scream 1. He'll be here at 8 p.m. Saturday the 7th for a 1-hour live stream. And this will be his first convention at Chiller also. And so we're going to promote that here. He'll be here to answer your questions live. And he's never done that either. Or he's done a couple. He's done a couple. Not the others. It's the first time, but he's not done many. In fact, when I interviewed him on my channel, it was a non-live stream for 30 minutes. Now he committed to an hour, double this time, and it's going to be live. So guys, you got to come back. It's freaking Ghostface who killed Omar Epps and Jada Pinkett Smith, and he was the one that was hunting down Gail in the studio, the chase scene. He's the one that stabs Dewey up against the glass. That's Alan Robinson. So come back on the 7th. Now, some would say, man, that's enough. I can't take anymore. Well, I'm going to give you a 1-day break. I'm going to give you a Sunday off. Because Monday, on that same Monday, just jump ahead. Guys, it's my very, very special friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Maureen Prescott, Lynn McCree is back on Monday the 9th at 8 p.m. Central. She's committed to 1-hour live stream. She's going to tell her stories from Scream 3, and your questions will be answered. Many of you are members that were not here the last time she was interviewed on the channel, but she is coming back. I sent her an email yesterday. She emailed me back today, and she immediately confirmed. It was just so cool. So that's next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Monday. What a friggin' weekend. I am so beyond excited. It's going to be like Christmas Day, all 3 of those days. And she also will be appearing at Chiller for the very first time. She's never done a con in her life, and neither has Alan Robinson. And so they are going to be there. Ghostface from 2, Maureen Prescott from 1 and 3. And they're going to be right there side by side at the Chiller Con. And help me out here. It's in Parsippany, New Jersey. It's that I'm blowing it. Hang on. The agent I have a partnership was texting me while we were just a minute ago with promotional materials for the streams.
She never did a convention. She's going to sign a lot of stuff.
I was telling Robert's the agent who we're working together, and I told him, I said, bro, it's in Parsippany. There it is. Parsippany, New Jersey, October 27th through the 29th. But wait, there's more. Hold on, guys. I ain't done yet.
So I was more links. I'm posting it here.
Dude, thank you, by the way.
I'm keeping up with the link, so I'm like, okay, where is it?
Hey, and listen, by the way, all these live streams that I'm talking about, if you guys would all click these links, thank you, Eric, for posting. I'm trying to get all of them to be 50 or more likes before they start. So that's a big, big goal I'm striving for. And I'm just asking for your help because I can't do it myself. I need help. So if you guys could please go and smash that thumbs up button for 2 seconds. That's all you got to do. And hit the notify me button too. I just recommend it. But that would be awesome if we do it. We've done it before. And the very next weekend, on that Saturday, the 14th, I'm interviewing the second Ghostface in Scream 6, Matthew Coder. Now, I've had Max Laferriere, who was the aged Ghostface. Bodega Attack, Gale Attack. All the time, all the aged mask was Max Laferriere. Matthew Coder was the other Ghostface. He's the opening kill. He kills Laura. He's the one in the subway. That's anytime you see the ultra white mask, like you see here, that's Matthew Coder. That's how you can know which actor you're seeing. So I have the privilege now of interviewing Matthew Coder for the first time at 8 p.m. on Saturday the 14th, the second Ghostface. So we finally have interviewed both Ghostfaces from Scream 6 on that day. And guess what? He's going to be appearing at Chiller as well for the very first time. He's never done a con either. And I might be one of his, I know I'm one of his very first interviews, if not his first. But Robert booked him up for me, who's the agent, and we got it done. And so you guys are going to have the chance to ask Ghostface questions. I mean, Matthew questions about Ghostface. How did it feel to kill Samara Weaving? That's my first question. That's what I'm going to ask him right out of the gate. Tell me, what did that feel like? But so that's okay. That's it, Eric. I'll stop there. Go ahead. You have a question?
Oh no, you're good. What is this convention? I've never heard of it.
It is, yeah. It's the Chiller. It's the Chiller Theater Con. And dude, I'm telling you, if you guys can get up there and if you can make it there and support these guys, go show Lynn McCree love. Guys, you can have a chance to meet Lynn McCree, get an autograph, get a picture with her. You've seen her on the channel, but she's royalty, dude. She's the matriarch of the franchise. I mean,
that's Mama.
It's Mama, buddy. It's Maureen Prescott. It is. It's at the Hilton Hotel 1, Parsippany, New Jersey. Just Google Chiller Theater Con. You'll come right up. Yep. And there's obviously others there, as well. But all of these individuals here, Alan, Lynn, and Matthew, they're all working with the same booking agent who I'm partnering with, and to promote their appearances. And he's going to send them over to me for interviews. Of course, what's funny when he started telling me the roster, he's like, "Well, we have Mike Vaughn." So he said, "Oh yeah, I know Mike." He said, "We got Lynn McCree." "Oh yeah, I'm good friends with Lynn McCree." He said, "We got Alan Robinson." Yep. I know Alan. And it was like, but Matthew Coder's a new one. That's a new one. So I'm excited to meet him. And Kevin too. Kevin Ball. So everyone in the chat, thank you for giving me the time there to share that. That's a lot of information, but I have been working hard. Just so you guys know, I have been busting my tail behind the scenes to get all of this stuff lined up. And I've actually got another thing lined up that I haven't mentioned. I don't have a picture, but I can just tell you that stunt royalty, Chuck Borden, who I interviewed on the channel a couple of weeks ago, stunt coordinator for Hush and Dr. Sleep, he is coming back on the 22nd of October for a watch party of Dr. Sleep or Hush. You guys choose. I have a poll on my channel, community tab, and I am giving y'all the power to control what movie we watch. He's like, I'll watch either one. I said, same with me. So I'm going to close the poll soon. And may I also just mention Matt Berman from Urban Legend, right? Remember Matt? I had him on, the killer in the costume. He's coming back on Sunday, the 15th. Remember, I interviewed Matthew Codere on the 14th. The next night, Matt Berman's coming back. I didn't put the image up. I hadn't uploaded it. And we're all watching Urban Legend together, live watch party with the killer. Yes, he's going to watch the whole movie.
Very cool.
And there's the link.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, brother. There it is. He's never done a watch party. He's very excited about it. And so it's already locked in, the 15th. And I think it's 8 p.m. Central, I believe that's the time. And we're going to watch Urban Legends. So you guys need to come, be there, be ready to send in your questions for Matt. He'll be talking about the movie. He's in every scene that you see the hooded killer except 2. And he'll point them out to you because of the way the killer walks is different than him. He'll explain it. But anyway, that's October. And that is insanity. But I hope you guys are excited, because as excited as I am to meet these people, I'm also doing this for you. And I hope you realize I really am. I want to bring you this content that you're not going to get anywhere else. You're not going to get these kind of interviews like this. I want it to be something that I hope you guys enjoy and that you have fun being a part of, I hope. I'm basically bringing the convention to you guys in a way, because you don't have to buy a ticket. You don't have to travel, but you get to meet the person and ask them. You get to ask them a question. Yeah, you send a super chat, okay, but that's not. You don't have to worry about leaving your house, going to a out of town travel, and all the other stuff. Now, of course, you don't get an autograph or a picture, but you get that direct connection with them. So that way, you can go see them after you meet them here in New Jersey. All right. Woo! I have been talking a lot for a long time. Okay. So
a lot of announcements. What's happening on Wednesdays? I forget. There's something going on, right?
Oh Lord, I didn't even talk about that. Wednesday night, my friends. It's week 4. Yeah, man. Week 4 of Halloween Fest. It is right. The Night Watch Zone and myself have combined forces to bring you Halloween Fest 2. And what that is every single Wednesday night on my channel at 8 p.m. Central, we watch a Halloween movie. We're watching all the sequels. And every Thursday night, we go to the Night Watch Zone's channel at 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern, and we watch another Halloween movie until we complete all 13 Halloween films. We're on week 4, and we have exclusive giveaways. You can buy collectible tickets, collectible ringtones, wallpapers for your phone, poster, all of this custom collectible items that you can purchase, and you get entered into a raffle with every ticket. And we're going to have a massive after party stream where we're going to have multiple raffle prizes given away. It's going to be a free-for-all party. We're going to do games. It's just going to be so much fun. It's going to be reflecting on all 13 movies. And so, Eric, you joined us Thursday night for Zombies 2 as our guest.
Halloween 2.
Are you enjoying Halloween Fest, man?
Oh, man, I'm loving it. This is going to be one of the giveaways when it's done, this Halloween 3 painting I'm working on.
Oh, dude. That's so cool.
And then the poster's right there, so if anyone wanted to see that, yeah.
Oh, gosh, yes,
man,
poster.
I'm digging it. It's fun. The order has been interesting. I understand why y'all did it, so you can have that main lead up at the end. But it's just been a fun jumping back and forth, so you don't really know what to expect the next week. So,
yeah.
And I think you're starting the Thorn trilogy now, right?
We are. We're starting the Thorn trilogy, and I'm actually trying to find my little thumbnail for it. But yes, we're starting the Thorn trilogy. So Halloween 4 is what we're starting with on my channel Wednesday night. So if you wouldn't mind putting the link for it, if you haven't, you may already have.
Oh, I already did.
There it is, Halloween Fest 2. this Wednesday. Click the link, and we're watching at 8:00 Central. Yeah, I love this, and I think I mentioned this earlier in the stream, but the director of Halloween for Dwight H. Little has just given me a clearance yesterday to come on the channel for an interview. So that, and he's doing Natty Knox too, which, by the way, you can still become a channel member right now and join us for Natty Knox. Robert England, Danielle Harris, Bill Mosley stars in Natty Knox. And if you join right now, you'll get an invitation to join us. It's members only. Don't miss it. He's directing it. The Halloween 4 director has directed this movie as well. All right. Woo! I need a cigarette. No, I'm just kidding.
I need a break after all that.
I'm telling you, man. Who wants to see a clip? You know, we haven't gotten any super chats tonight, so I haven't had a chance. Did I miss one? Uh-oh. Hold on.
Starred.
Okay.
Jordan Talks Film.
Oh. Hey. Okay. I haven't even looked at the chat.
I got you, Jordan.
Oh, thank you, Jordan. That's how far I'm behind on the chat. I've been talking for like 22 minutes without taking a breath. Hey, what's up, Jordan? Thank you, man. It's good to see you, buddy. It's been a while, man. He says, hey, Craven, it was good catching a stream. It's been a minute. It has been, bro. I'm going to head out for the night, man. Much love, and I can't wait for Scream 7. Oh, Jordan. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. It's been too long, man. We need to connect and hook up, man. Again, it's been a bit. Thank you so much for being here, though, and for your super chat. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Thanks, Jordan. Take care, buddy. If you're still here, let me play a clip for you, buddy. If you're not, then we'll catch it on the next one. But let's see here. How about? Okay, I got a couple of clips here. Let's see. Sometimes, when I just got through with my whole rant of all, it's like I keep a log of everything I'm booking so that I don't overlap. And it's like, I guess I've forgotten how in so much stuff anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm rambling. The point is, when I get through going through something like that, like just pounding it out, it's like feeling like you just kind of got to get it out of your system. Kind of like this guy here. You just got to let it go, man.
Is he okay?
I hope so.
It's like he's trying to push a 13-pounder out.
But
or hold a 13-pounder in, maybe.
Maybe.
That's true. That's true.
You know what else happens too, guys? After that kind of all that news information, some people, and I hope it makes you guys excited, and I really do hope that it makes you happy. But some people, it may just agitate them, kind of like it did to our poor boy Chucky.
A ver, hijo de la chingada, deja de estar viendo memes, pendejo.
A la verga, me vale verga, perro. Y cálate a la verga, cae tu puta madre a la verga. La verga, vergazos.
That's so funny. I saved that.
I love that one.
It's so funny.
Like, I really do. I feel this. I apologize if I had disrespected the language right there because I don't know any of it, but the voice was just what I was going for.
Well, dude, that's the whole reason I did that clip. And the crazy thing is, I have no clue what he's saying. He could be saying every curse word in the book.
He is.
Is he really? I don't even know what he's saying.
Oh yeah, Chucky is cussing in that scene. Like that's a Spanish. Oh yeah, Chucky is like he's going for it.
Oh no. Well, that may be the last time you see that clip here, guys.
He's cussing her out because she realized. I think it's like you.
Like he figured it out.
GD stupid something.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's going to be a deleted file. I should have checked that out, man.
You've seen Child's Play, haven't you? I mean, I assume it's been a while.
Dude, I haven't seen it since it was in the 80s when it came out. I don't remember that movie at all.
Bro, Child's Play watch party.
We should do that because I honestly don't remember it at all.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. Mayanne says she's just telling him to stop watching memes online. There we go. See? Oh my gosh. And look here. The bearded one himself is coming in, Eric. Thank you so much, man. With your super chat. Oh, yeah, I was feeling that rhythm. If you were making Scream 7, what story would you want to tell? Oh. Well, let's see, Sarah. Let's hear your ideal story. Forget about strikes, contracts. Just in a perfect world, everything is on the table. Anything's on the table. That's
any direction you want, like
any
direction completely.
Yeah.
I need Sydney back. That is my main thing. And honestly, it's not far off of what I kind of said earlier about what I thought might happen / what I wanted, but like very little Carpenters. I just want them to wrap up the OGs. Like I need to see Sydney. Sure, throw Kincaid in there. Love that.
Oh yeah.
I want to see Sydney get like her happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Gail? Last we heard of her, she was just bleeding out in the hospital. So like I need to see Gail be all right. I would love for them to just reminisce a little. For the love of God, talk about Tatum. We haven't heard about her in 25 years. Like maybe reflect on Dewey. Just like I just want all of the originals and like the legacies to have like a graceful like conclusion and then exit.
Can I add I didn't type this in time, but I want to add a little question onto the end of it. If you were casting Christina Carpenter, who would you cast?
Michelle Rodriguez.
You do love the Fast and the Furious franchise, so
I do, and she does look a lot like Jenna Ortega. Like they have very similar facial structures. She can also do a lot of action. Like she can fight. So like it would be if there was like a scene where either she was like trying to defend herself from Ghostface or just was in a drunken bar fight. We know she's like attending meetings. She's having some alcohol issues. She can just kick somebody's ass. Like we've seen her in the Resident Evil movies. Like she can handle herself.
I feel like that's a problem though, because I wouldn't buy any Ghostface taking her down. Like I would never buy it. like
maybe two Ghostface takes her down.
Even still, like I just kind of imagine like even if I saw a Ghostface take her down, I'd be like, she's in on it, and this was all a ploy, so everyone would believe that she's not a Ghostface.
Hey, well, you know what? Danny survived. Maybe she survives.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But no, I've thought about that casting before, which is why it came so quick. I think she'd be great.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, Sarah, you want to add to your story? Let's get Sid back and take care of the legacy.
Take care of the legacies. Give them like the respect they deserve and move on.
Yes. Okay. Polar, the question is, I'm hitting you right off the bat here. If you need a second, I can come back to you. But the question is, if you're making Scream 7, forget about the real world issues, no strikes, there's no other scheduling stuff, just anything's possible. What story would you want to tell, and who would you cast as Christina Carpenter? Those are the two questions.
Okay. So my story would definitely bring Sydney back. Stu would also come back. There would be the ultimate showdown. And I mean like a serious showdown, not like Halloween Ends where it was nothing. No hate on that movie, but I mean I want a showdown. And
yes.
And I would probably cast Rosario Dawson to play Christina Carpenter.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Okay. JT, I'm curious to hear, Mr. Nightmare Man. I know you're not I know if this was a nightmare, you probably already have a script in hand you could take out and show me on the screen. But if it's Scream, it's 7. What do you think, man? What are you doing?
Wouldn't it be nice if they all died? Yeah, I think every one of them should die. Except Stu. Have the bad guy walk away. That's why in the 8th, big time jump. and it starts with their kids.
Wow.
Wait, so you want Sydney to die?
They all die. The bad guy walks away. The bad guy wins. Yeah.
Can we get him
dark.
off the stream? Can we just get him off the stream?
Everybody, I mean, the thing is, because this
Say goodnight, JT.
Yeah.
We love you, brother. All right. Now I think it's up to Eric's turn now.
Just I mean, the thing is, if y'all don't want to keep doing the same thing, you have to do something big. All right.
Right.
McDreamy, he's a single parent, and that would give the kids an arc. And Stu wins. Christina, the cast, nobody, because I didn't care about her in the movie. I don't care about her in the seventh one, so I wouldn't even want Christina in the movie at this point. Because what I said previously, she didn't come around. Yes, the whole Sam just walked away, so she just like Sam, and Mom, you're like with Sam, I'm with you. A mother's love is a mother's love, and you got to make it right. No matter if something happens to your kids, you're going to come back. And they didn't write that in there. They didn't write her in the sixth one. I was saying with Craven, I would like to see her in the sixth one, but not. So, but if I had to cast anybody as a Carpenter or their mother, I would have to probably go with no one. I'm still sticking with that. Yeah, she's just whatever. She's a name. She's just a name. So yeah, even like I got kicked out. Everybody dies in 7 except Ghostface.
Could you imagine, guys, just for a second, if that happened?
You all be so mad at me.
I would be. Well, no, I would be so shocked, in total shock. I don't even know. I don't even know why I would process that. I would
Wes
be like,
Craven would roll over in his grave.
Oh, killing Sydney? Oh, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he would.
That's his biggest no.
Yeah, it's true. Now I'd say that you're right, because he's female leads were really important to him, and he always structured them as fighters, survivors.
I don't think Nev would agree to it either.
Oh yeah, Nev would never come back for it.
Nev would never agree to let.
We said this is we're in fantasy.
Yeah,
land.
that's the thing. You're saying that the thing is,
right.
That
that's true.
Bar, all that, and the thing is, after Spyglass, like if they do another one, they don't have to follow Craven's rules anymore. I mean, we have to think of that. It's like, okay, let's change some stuff up. Look at the trilogy of Halloween Ends. Look at Ends. Halloween Ends. That was a big no. But what did it do? It shocked everybody when he went to the ground.
Yeah, see, there's a difference though. John Carpenter doesn't care at all.
That's true.
What someone does.
No.
He says it himself. He just shows up to get a paycheck.
What did he say? That clip you sent me? He said,
he was at a convention. Someone was like, "Hey, can I get your opinion, your thoughts on Halloween Ends?" He goes, "No comment."
No comment. I'm like, dude, he's like, he wanted no part of talking about it.
No,
but like you say, he doesn't care though. He
don't care.
Yeah, I think Wes. Again, he's obviously rest in peace, Wes. He's not with us, but I do, and this goes back to something that we talked about earlier. What Christopher said, and I think one of you, JT, was you or Eric that brought it up. Is how he said, "I'm going to take all of those before me, which is Wes, Kevin, and Radio Silence, and he's like embrace them." Yeah, it was okay. It was thank you, JT did it. Yeah. And that was a great reminder, because and I love to hear that, because he's saying, I'm not going to forget. I'm standing on the shoulders of those before me. I'm not just going to forget they existed. And he's going to embrace them, but he's also going to introduce himself into it. And I love when he said, and my goal, he said, my number one goal, you guys remember this? My number one goal in Scream 7 is to make the movie that I could come out and sit in the theater with all of you, and we will all have a good time. We'll all enjoy that movie. That's his number one goal. I'm sold, guys. If anybody here is not sold on this guy being our new captain, go watch the interview, please. I'm telling you, he is very transparent. I mean, I'm just being completely honest, guys. I was sold on him already, but when he talked about the way he's going to do this, it just reinforced everything for me, man. It just like, oh, let's go. All right. Now, Eric,
it'd be a shock factor.
Oh, go ahead. What's that?
It'd be a shock factor if they all died.
Oh, dude, that would be the darkest Scream movie. Well, by far the darkest Scream movie ever. I was gonna say one of the darkest movies ever of any franchise, where you kill everybody. Everybody dies.
Or they do it like H2O. You think Nev's dead because she got stabbed, and she comes back. Yeah.
Okay, I can warm up to that a little bit. I can warm up to that. Thanks, buddy. Anything else to add, or was that it?
No, that's about it.
Nothing left. All right, they're all dead.
No, they're all dead. Remake, maybe. I don't.
All right, Eric, what would be your perfect movie, man?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Stephen.
Yes. Do you have any Grey Poupon?
First, the Christina Carpenter thing. I added that in because Paula was dying to know. I have to look up her name because I never remember her name. But Ana de la Ruggiera. She's from the Forever Purge. She's been in a lot of stuff. She's a very popular, like character actor and stuff. I think she looks the part great. The thing is, people gotta, when we're thinking of these actors, she can't be too much older than them because she was 18 when she had the kid. So I think we're like in my head, I'm always thinking, oh, motherly figures. But like that's way too old because Sam would have been born when she was only 18. Anyways, so I would pick her. Obviously for me, I just wanted to know what y'all thought. If I was making it, I wouldn't have the Carpenter sisters in it. I would maybe have them referenced. I would like to see a story that continues on with that line that Kirby delivers in 6, where she's like, I take a special interest in Ghostface attacks. I would like to see her like a not half, but like a Kirby and Sydney story where Kirby's investigating a string of attacks that start in California and start weaving their way up towards Sydney. And I want some DNA evidence left behind, right? There's no match in the database. Why? Because Stu Macher was never entered into evidence because he's dead. Or so they think. But then you know how the 23andMe stuff comes about? They get a familial match with, say, like with
Leslie Moxler,
Leslie or Vince or someone has done the 23andMe, and like finale being Kirby figures out who it is right as the attacks get to Sydney's doorstep, and Sydney and Mark Kincaid defend their house for their life against Ghostface attacks from multiple. But of course, the leader being Stu, I would have Stu die. I've always been of the opinion if Stu comes back, which I think he can. If he comes back, he needs to come back to die.
Yeah,
because Sydney will overcome that, and that would be the end of Sydney's story. Like if I want to wrap up Sydney's story, she wraps up her story and moves on. Because like as much as people say, have negative things to say about Scream 3, the ending of that movie was so beautiful. And I think after Sydney kills Stu Macher, that could happen again. She could really go off and not have to worry about locking her door. Because that was the big thing. Like she was like, I don't have to worry anymore. Because she'd be taking down the cult leader, and that usually kind of disbands a cult,
Like the Queen Ant, the Queen Bee, or the Queen Ant. They don't know what to do, right? No, everybody they don't know what to do anymore. I love it, man. You all have good ideas. I honestly, you all do. I love it.
What would be yours?
Okay, man. Now let me preface by saying, I have no problem. I have no problem with Sam and Jenna back. I didn't say this earlier because I didn't really think about it, but my gut feeling, this is just if we find out that there is a draft and that James and Guy are writing, at least co-writing, then I have, in my mind, the core 4 are going to come back. This is what I believe. This is what I believe is going to happen in real life. If we do find out, though, that James and Guy are not going to, that the management or the producers or who makes the call made a decision. And I posted a video, guys, yesterday with Michael Kennedy. Did you guys see the video of a new writer identified? If you haven't seen it yet, I got that picture of Michael Kennedy, who I talked about in a video last week. Good friends with Christopher Landon. He talked about him in the interview. Michael Kennedy and Christopher Landon having dinner with Tyler and Matt from Radio Silence a couple of days ago. And I'm like, could Michael Kennedy, and I already done this speculation video on it once, but now I see the picture of them together. Could just because they're good friends. Could be. But it also could be that Michael Kennedy is the fourth writer. And JT says, yeah, it's going to be Michael Kennedy. I see it on your face. So you have to say a word. That's fine. But yeah, if you haven't seen that video, guys, check it out. I have the picture on there from his Instagram and everything. So here's what I guess my point I'm trying to get to is this. If for some reason, though, here's the thing. That wasn't Guy Busick and James Vanderbilt they were having dinner with. It was Radio Silence. They're not writers. They were the directors. They had no part of the writing. Now, if that had been Guy and James, I'd have been like, oh,
that'd be interesting.
Forget about it. It's done. Yeah. But here, it was Radio Silence. Now, I'm sure Christopher was probably picking their brains. I mean, I would, if I'm getting ready to help write. And hey, my buddy Michael's here too. He's going to help me write too. If they announce that Landon and Kennedy, and guess what, guys? You heard it here first. No, maybe not first, but you heard it here tonight. Kevin Williamson may have input, but Landon, yep. But Landon and Kennedy are writing Scream 7. Anything's a possibility. It's all possibility. But we're talking fantasy world now, right? I'm back in the real world. In my world, it's going to be Sidney Prescott. It is a revenge of the legacies. This is a throwback Scream movie. This is a movie of Scream 1 and 2 proportions. We've got Sidney as the lead. We've got Gail Weathers as her feisty. I mean, she's back in Scream 2 form. I'm talking she's all over the place. She's got the streaks going again. She is on fire.
The bangs.
Why not? Sure. Bring on the bangs, baby. Whatever it takes. But this is an old school Scream movie. This movie's going to feel like we are back in time. Where Sidney's the one. She's the bad beep as she was in those first 4 movies. Gail's on fire. And Stumacher comes back as the cult leader. Like Eric said, I won't repeat all that. I believe that's the finale. Mark Kincaid is back. Patrick Dempsey's back. I'm telling you guys, dogs and cats are sleeping together. This is epic proportions of an old Scream movie. There's no hint of a core 4. There's no hint of Danny, of Terminator Chad. There's no hint of Over the Top Mindy, Umbrella Sam, whiny Tara wanting her space. There's no semblance of any of this in existence because it doesn't exist. It's Sidney Prescott. It is Gail Weathers. It is Stumacher. It is Mark Kincaid. And baby, we're going to roll. And it's going to be crazy. And it's going to be insane. And it's going to be beautiful.
Dogs and cats. Living on the
dogs and cats.
Dogs and cats.
Dogs
You've been
and
sitting
cats.
on this one for a while, haven't you, buddy?
Sleeping together. Yes. It is going
Ghostbusters, to such good.
Let me tell you what. This is what I want to do. And you know what? I know that's not going to happen in 7 in real life, but it's okay. In this scenario, it's what we want to do. So that's my version, guys. That was fun. Sarah. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Good. I'm reading. We're good.
Oh,
No
dogs
worries.
and cats sleeping together.
Mad hysteria.
Mass
I've
hysteria.
never heard anyone say that before.
That is a line
Ghostbusters?
from Ghostbusters, 1984. Yes. I wish it was mine.
Because
that's when Bill Murray's talking about them opening the thing. He's like, it'll be crazy. Dogs and cats sleeping together.
That just
mass hysteria.
If we're wrong, we'll go to jail. He sent us to jail. Vinny.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that, Sarah. That's awesome. I saw you breaking down. I was like, oh, yeah. Let's go, Sarah.
I
love
had
it.
to turn my camera off for a second and compose myself. It just struck me funny.
Well, that's all right. I love that. Now, we need to play real quick, my buddy Michael, the Carbonite Jedi. Michael, what's up, dude? I see you, man. I'm so behind on the chat. There's 50 people still here, and it is insane. I know I'm behind. I'm so sorry, guys. But you know what? When I have 4 guests, come on, show me some grace, all right? It's we got a lot going on up here. We're having a good time, and I'm glad you all here. I mean, I love everybody here. But listen, Michael has a suggestion. Mike says, what about Landon while making Scream 7 Little Killer on the Prairie? As Michael. Of course, a nod to Little House on the Prairie to his dad was in. That's funny. Eric, go ahead, man. You got a comment?
I got a question for the panel because we've all been discussing who does and doesn't want the Carpenter sisters back and everything. What if they did this? So your idea, Stephen, of having a split story. What if we did this, right? We do 7 is the Sydney story, all Sydney and Mark, and she gets her happy ending, right?
Yeah.
But then 8 opens up on the core 4, and we see the attack happen, but we find out that it is happening at the exact same time 7 happened. So kind of like a Saw thing. Because Saw, I think it was Saw 3 and 4 technically take place at the same time. But something like that. So we get Sydney and Mark's story. They have their storybook ending, everything's good at the end. But then we open up on 8 with the core 4 getting attacked, and we find out it's happening at the exact same time as Sydney's attacks.
All right. Now, let me just say this before we dive into it. I know that Eric and Sarah, we can only stay for about 10 more minutes. So then I'll have Polar and JT maybe for a little bit longer if you guys can hang out, if you can. We'll go a little longer. But Eric did do a super chat, and I owe a clip to Eric here. I got to get this clip done. So Eric, that's a great question, and we're going to answer that. I want to play your clip first for you. And sometimes we like our spicy mustard, right? We know that. But sometimes we also, hold on a second. Let me just take this down here so we can see the screen. But sometimes a little tiny dried up sausage fits the bill. Like this little fella.
You're a beautiful, weird, dried sausage. Wow. You're a beautiful, weird, dried sausage. Shine your beautiful sausage light on the world. Wow.
I mean,
that's what happens if you don't.
Spicy mustard. Way better.
Spicy mustard. What do you guys think, Sarah? Polar, do you agree?
Spicy mustard.
Yeah.
Spicy mustard is the best, but it's nice to switch it up every now and again.
Yeah, just a little change of pace, And listen, if a little
one time a wiener.
Either way, you're getting eaten up. At the end of the day. But you know what? Even if you're not into the dried up sausage, we can still let it sing, man. Let it sing.
Okay.
That guy gets me every time.
That was his whole face.
Hey, man, I tell you. Eric, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man.
Mike said he was getting his prostate checked. Oh, dude.
Just singing in the rain.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So we're talking about a cliffhanger and prostates, man. It's what happens when you're getting close to midnight Central Time. And poor Sarah, as we're approaching 2 a.m. and Polar's hanging in there for a little bit longer till 1 a.m. It's almost 1 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And JT, you're also an hour ahead, right?
Yeah.
What's your time? You're Eastern.
I'm one, but I'm third shift,
yeah.
So it's like
this
is morning for me still.
you literally could go streaming here until sunrise and be like completely normal. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but I'm not normal, but yeah.
It could be.
That's the thing.
I don't know about normal, but awake, yes.
There you go. Good night, Lady Luna. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate you. See you next time. All right, Eric. So he posted the question of starting 8 with the opening kill being the core 4, right? That was happening the same night as.
No. So not
did I miss that up?
Killed. So Sydney's story all through 7.
Yes.
And then the 8 is a core 4 story, but we find out it's actually happening at the same time as Sydney's story. So kind of like what you wanted, where it's simultaneous, but instead of splitting the time in one movie between them, do it in 2 movies so that we get more story and character development in both stories.
Okay. Now I see what you're saying, man. So we take a break from the core 4 for one movie, and it's a Sydney-centric movie again, but we're not actually done with them. They bring them back in 8. Okay. Now, what do you guys think about that? Would y'all be satisfied if they closed off kind of like the scenario maybe that I was talking about a little bit, where Sydney's the focus and all that, and then there's somebody else there but her and Gail and maybe Mark and hopefully Stu. Whether you want Stu there or not, that's either way. But that scenario plays out, and then we get the core 4 back in 8. What do y'all think about that? That's an interesting idea.
I'd switch it.
Oh, okay, hold on, Sarah. I'll go Sarah first. You guys were like right at the same time. Sarah, you would say, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just going to say I'm okay with that as long as in the first installment, that's like the Sydney story, they just make mention of the core 4 so we know that we're still in the same world here, because I think it would be weird to just like pretend they don't exist and have like an insulated like Sydney story, which I mean, I obviously would love to watch a full Sydney story, but I don't want it to feel like disjointed from the rest of them. Like there needs to be a mention that like this is still happening, they still exist, maybe they've moved, but then we focus on Sydney, and then in 8 bring it back to the core 4. But yeah, that'd be fine.
I was thinking, sorry to interrupt, but I was thinking Gail would be a part of the Sydney story, and then Gail at some point would be trying to get a hold of the core 4, but couldn't reach them. Does anyone else hear like a?
I'm hearing a weird scratching like noise. Like I don't know. Yeah, there, it stopped now. Yeah, okay. Stop now.
Gotcha.
All right.
Squeak.
JT, I'll let you go first, and we're gonna get Polar. Then
I'd switch it. I do the Carpenter story, then have Sid's last 8 because it's already Spyglass, so that's already the Carpenter thing. So I would just have the Carpenter, then 8 will finish out Sid, and it's an even number, and you can just stop it right then and there. So I like it. I just switch it.
You go the other way.
I'd go the other way. If they're already signed, and everything. And,
sure. Okay.
Just get it out of the way, then cliffhanger. And you can do the cliffhanger and saying Stu's back. I think that'd be a cool idea.
Okay. Hey, man, as long as I'm getting Stu back in 7 or 8, if I have to wait till 8, I'll wait till 8, dadgummit, but I want him back. Hey, Bronson, congratulations on your 2-month anniversary, man. Thanks so much, buddy. We'll get back to your question in a minute. Polar, how about you? Would you like that scenario or no?
I'm not against it, but I kind of want it to just be a trilogy, then shelf it, and then relaunch it like 10 years down the road. I don't know if I have it in me to wait for another movie.
Yeah, I know.
Because for me, it's like they're going to do 2 more movies. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like 6 more years of my life. I don't know, like of me obsessing over what the next one's going to be. So
that's right.
I would prefer for the next one just to be it for this group.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, it would be, there's something to say, like, having the closure of the core 4, and then, I mean, I'm always about, Sydney. I want Sydney back, centric. You guys know that, but I also think it would be really cool to do a time jump to where Sydney's kids are in high school.
Mm-hmm.
They're the new protagonists of the film, and she's still in the movie, but in a very supportive role. She's the mother, and she's kind of more hands off, but she's around. And they go to her for counsel. Mom, can you help us? Tell us. You could do really cool stuff there. And then her daughters, or her kids, whatever they are, I think they're daughters. They're the ones being chased down. Could be a whole. I personally would think that'd be fun.
That's how I would like them to relaunch it too.
I don't think that'll work.
I'd love that for 8. 7, wrap up the Carpenters. 8, have that new story. That'd be so nice.
Here's the only reason, and I'll be the odd man out. That's totally cool. Here's the only reason I don't think that would work. The people in high school or the kids being attacked only works when the parents. I can hear that noise again. Sorry. Is
trying to
anyone
figure out
else
where it's
hearing
coming
it? Is
from.
someone moving?
Is it
something?
this?
Yes. Or
That's
kind
me.
of.
It's my hard drive. My bad.
Oh, sorry. I was like, I hear something like
it's freaking y'all out.
What's going on? I was just gonna say the only reason I think those work is because the parents aren't around, and I do not see Sydney Prescott being an absent enough parent for her children to be attacked. Like, she's gonna take care of it. That's just, I feel like, who she is, right? I don't know. I just wouldn't,
unless she's writing books now and just on presses, like that's what she was doing them for.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And if the kids are renegades, one could be an innocent one, and like one could be a Ghostface. One's like, because all her time was Ghostface this and this and this, Gal this and this. So it could work. I mean, it could. I mean, you could write it that it could work.
See, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna agree with Sarah on this one. I think after these, when Sydney and Mark get their fairy tale ending or storybook ending or whatever, I want them to go somewhere new. I don't want Sydney's kids to be in on it because it feels like, I don't know. I feel like that would be a little on the nose, a little repetitive.
Yeah.
It's just me.
I don't know. Yeah. I kind of like the idea. I think it's kind of
well. If you go new, you have to go with kids. If you're going to continue a storyline, if not, they're going to remake it. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, I mean, I like
Halloween. They're already talking about remaking Halloween.
Right.
So
yeah, and I think for me, what I like about it is just the fact that that's still the Prescott lineage.
Yeah.
It may not be Sydney at the forefront anymore, but they're keeping the Prescott theme. It's I don't know. It's the connection that I like personally. But yeah, like I say, who knows? I mean, we may have having Ghostface in space. Uber Ghostface. Who knows? I mean, who knows at that point?
I'm just saying, Scream 10. There's going to be Ghostface on the International Space Station. It's going to happen.
There you go.
That's right. We get the 10. I always said probably.
I would bet right now it gets to 10.
I think it goes into
so much money.
It goes into the teens,
and they're not going to remake it. Like it's a story.
Everybody said that, but with every single horror movie that ever came out, like
everybody
said,
right.
I mean, everybody said Halloween's not going to be remade.
Yeah,
Nightmare on Elm Street remade.
There's plenty that haven't been remade though.
Yeah, but it's the same. Let time goes on.
We'll see.
And hand switch, like CEOs and hand switch, then they'll eventually be remade.
And I will say this, JT, to your point, the further we get away from Wes Craven's 4 films, the longer his passing is in the past, the length of, in other words, the loyalty length, I think, gets thinner and thinner the further away we get from those first 4 movies. Those first 4 movies are, even though the last one was 2010, they're still fresh in our fandom minds right now.
Yeah.
And I think if we're talking 10 years, 20 years, those movies will be so old for the audiences that are watching the movies now, I'm concerned then at that point, there won't be that feeling we share of loyalty and you can't mess with Wes and what he did, which is strong right now. And that's going to get weaker over decades. And that's my concern. That's why I think that the likelihood of a reboot or whatever, a remake is only going to, is down the road a long way.
I would be willing to bet right now there's never going to be a remake where it's Sidney Prescott, Billy Loomis, Stu Macher.
I hope you're right. Trust me.
There is. There's going to be. Here's the thing. You said, right? So we're like, no, Wes, you're going to have these young kids, directors ain't going to care about Wes Craven. They are, but they're going to say, well, this is my story, and this is how I wrote it, and this. If it's a remake, okay. Well, here's the thing. If it's a remake, so you're going to hate it because just like everybody hates Rob Zombie because he remade the story, or do you do a reboot?
Oh, I'm not saying I'm not going to say I'm going to hate the movie because it's a remake. I don't believe they'll do it because you can just as easy make, because Ghostface is not a person. Ghostface can be anyone.
Anybody.
Why would you remake a story from 1996 when you can write an original story using the exact same character of Ghostface and no one will know what's going to happen? There's no reason to remake the exact same story. That's why I don't think.
I hope you're right. I don't
think there'll ever be a original Scream remake because it doesn't make sense to do. Now, starting a whole new story, with Ghostface, more than possible. But that, in my opinion, is not a remake because they wouldn't use the same characters because the ending was already given away.
Well, you got a point. Well, guys, look, we're gonna wrap up here. I know I got some folks that need to head out, and I know I appreciate you guys so much for your time tonight. Eric, go ahead.
No, I was just pointing to.
Oh, yeah. So let's say I want to first of all say if you've not subscribed to my 2 guests on the bottom here, the Bearded Entertainment and the Late Night Horror Show, they both have excellent YouTube channels, great content creators, love their stuff, and they're great friends to me and the channel and the community. So please go and subscribe. And if anyone could put a link for me, I would appreciate it to their channels. That would be awesome. And also, now Sarah and Polar do not have YouTube channels. I'm always going to say yet, but they do have Instagram. They are on Instagram. So, Sarah, how can people follow you on Instagram? What's your handle so we can get that out there?
It's Sarah, SAR.Campbell, or you can just search my full name, Sarah Campbell, and I'll pop up.
Okay. I was trying to type it as you were saying it so I get it right.
Okay. I can put it in the chat too.
Yeah, why don't you put it in the chat for me because I don't want to mess it up. I'm afraid I'm gonna hit a wrong key and there's light. Anyway, if you could do that, I want to make sure it's right. And Polar, how can people follow you if they want to follow your amazing turtles and your amazing goats and now all the other stuff in your life going on?
So I'm on Instagram. It's bye, one word, _Polar.
And just to clarify, it's Polar.
Yes.
Awesome. You guys go follow them. Comment on their posts. It's great stuff. I need to get on Insta. I'm so bad about not getting on Instagram and I'll post the thing and a thumbnail and I'm going a million miles an hour. But sometimes I'll find a moment where I just go and actually finally get to look and just watch, see what you guys are up to. I'm like, oh man, I missed that. That's 4 days ago. I'm like, oh my gosh. But it's always a fun thing to do. And I always enjoy seeing what you guys are posting. And also thank you, Eric, in the chat, 2 boys. reminding us all, Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel, is Halloween 4 with Coriander and Knight from the Night Watch Zone. And we're having a blast doing this thing. And you know, I'll just got to say one thing about it. If you're here and you have not been to one of these watch parties, you are missing out on an amazing community event, because my heart is warmed every Wednesday and Thursday to see how everyone gets there and they're in the spirit of the night. We're all feeling that camaraderie as family, and people like are gifting items to people, and it's like, it just is so heartwarming and amazing. You need to be a part of it. So I would encourage you, if you can, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here, Craven Some Sarah, they're already at the spot. We're going to watch Halloween 4 to start that Thorn trilogy. And I love Halloween 4. You guys, how do you guys feel about Halloween 4 if you're wrapping up? You guys, are you all a big fan of 4 or no?
I hate the mask.
Yeah?
It's the one I watch the most.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best one of the Thorn trilogy, in my opinion. The
Okay.
mask, it's so interesting. I don't think I would have hated the mask as much if they hadn't have like
Advertised
catfished us with the poster.
Yeah,
I know.
They did on 4 and 5. The 5 is and then they updated it eventually. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't dislike it. Like I said, it's my favorite of the Thorn trilogy. I think it gets a little bonkers after that.
I actually have come to affectionately enjoy the Thorn trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about it that has grown on me. I can't even explain it. It's like and maybe it's a nostalgia a little bit as I get older, but I enjoy watching all 3 of those movies. I'll admit it. I do.
6, he was brutal. He's brutal in 6.
Yeah, he
was
was
scary. That's when besides Rob Zombie, that's when Michael's like scared me a little bit. Like, I ain't gonna mess with this Michael.
No.
He just picks up the nurse and just it's like,
oh yeah, grabs the dude. Yeah, remember his head through the bars. Polar, did you answer? Oh yeah, you did. You said that was you watched the most, right? And Sarah, you liked it too, right? You both of you.
Yeah, I like 4 and 5. 6 isn't really for me.
Yeah, it's different. It's got a different vibe.
Way different.
It does. But I'll give all 3 of those movies one thing. Donald Pleasance.
Yes.
He is amazing. All 3 of them.
Yeah.
I love his performance. He is literally unhinged in 5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I call it his unhinged era.
Yeah.
I was more scared of him than I was of Michael.
I know. I'm serious.
Like,
did you all
Michael
know in
really
5?
the one we need to be worried about right now? This dude's using a child as bait as a shield.
Michael, look, here she is, Michael.
Yeah.
Like,
do you know in 5? Here's a little trivia. He actually had the guy as Michael Myers stand in the woods. That's why he know he was there when he was doing his lines. He goes, "Can you stand in the woods? That's why I know you're there." And that was the scene, because he wasn't supposed to be in the woods. Donald Pleasance said that, and it's like, I love that scene. Go home,
that's cool.
Go home, Michael. Yeah,
it's great.
It'll
it's a
kill
great
you
dialogue.
Too. Yeah, I miss that dude, man.
I do too. He was amazing.
Yeah.
And you know what else has been amazing is tonight. And I know, guys, there were so many great questions. We just didn't get to them. And I knew that was a possibility tonight. But I hope you all had a great time here in the chat. Thank you for JT and Eric for gifting 5 memberships apiece tonight. That was so generous of both of you. And thank you to all of the new members that we have. And get ready for your invitation, because you're going to get to see Natty Knox, new slasher movie. It's Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Central. And guess what? Everyone who's there, you get to also submit a movie that could be chosen for next month or for later this month. It's technically October. Later in October, and your movie could be picked, and you could be on the panel like Denisha Lane is tomorrow on Tuesday night to watch it with me and the live chat. So I hope you guys will all be there Tuesday night. I know it's late, but I hope you guys can make it. It should be a good movie. Robert Englund's in it, for goodness sake. Daniel Harris. Come on, man.
I won't be able to make it, actually. I just realized.
You won't?
I'm going to be at a concert on Tuesday.
Oh, bummer, man. We'll miss you.
Yeah.
Well, dang
I'll
it.
watch the replay.
Watch the replay.
I'll be
yeah.
there in the replay.
Okay, man. Well, guys, we're gonna call it. I think we'll go ahead and call it. Actually, let's see. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and call it now because I about 7 or 8 minutes ago it started to hit me. You know when when it starts to hit you out of nowhere, it's hitting me now. So I think this is a good time to stop. Hey, we're stopping with 40 people still in the chat. That's a successful stream. I'm so happy for you guys that all showed up. It was very, very cool. And I had a group, guys on the panel. Did you have fun going down this rabbit trail tonight with Sydney, Sam, and Stu, and all the stuff?
Not at all.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Not at all.
Yeah. There was a first today. You pushed me out of the stream. You never pushed me out of the stream before.
Oh, JT.
He's pushed me out before, I think.
I have.
That was the first for me, so I know it's nice.
Got to keep you in line somehow.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, man. But no,
you're grounded for a minute.
I know. Eric, I think I've taken Eric out more than anybody. It's all in fun though.
Yeah. But yeah,
playing around.
Yeah. That's why I love theories. Fun. Because they're all different, but they're all the same at the same time. If you think about it, honestly.
Yeah, they're all possible.
We all want the same thing.
Yeah,
just a good story. At the end of the day, we just want a good story.
That's something I think every fan we could all agree on, no matter what our personal preferences are. If we just get a really well written movie, we'll be happy. At the end of the day, we'll be happy. Like it was not these no big plot points, holes, no continuity errors. That's all I really asked for fundamentally.
Okay, then let's get James and Guy out of there.
Eric, no, let's don't. No. We're ending on a happy note.
That is a happy note.
I know. Well,
I don't know about you. I was very happy if James if it was announced that Christopher Landon was writing it.
If they was eating lunch and they wasn't there,
I just gotta. I will say this, guys. Even if James and Guy are back, and it's the last thing I'm going to say, or Sarah and Polar are hanging on by a thread. Bless your hearts.
Yeah.
I know it's the last thing, and then we'll go backstage. Even if Guy and James are involved, and I think they are going to be, I do. At least knowing Christopher Landon is eyeballing that script, and he's touching that script, and he's marking it, and that gives me such more peace about it, much more peace about it. So that I think we can count on at least that. So. Guys, all right. Well, we're going to call it. This has been great. It's been great to be back with you on a Saturday night, feeling like my old self again, being with my friends on the panel, my great friends, having you. It's like I've been a reunion tonight. It's how I felt, and it's been wonderful. And thank you all for being generous and hanging in there this late. And share, Sarah, show everyone your shirt. I don't think we showed everyone your shirt, but it's really cool. I got to see that. Look at that. Ooh. Dude. Tell me, man. That is not cool. That is amazing.
Yeah. I couldn't do that. I never wear pants when I stream.
Eric.
Shriveled up.
Hey, man.
I couldn't stand up like that. Never wear pants.
Wait, what goes on below the camera is nobody else's business.
You can't see my belly button isn't even covered. This is a crop top.
And I thought we were supposed to end on a happy note.
Oh no. Oh no. That's so funny. All right, guys. So I think the next stream I have will be Monday night. I'll probably do a stream Monday night for like an hour. It won't be crazy, but I'll come in and say hello, and then I'll see all of my Cravenites on the 3rd on that Tuesday night for Natty Knox. And until then, though, guys, have a wonderful Sunday and rest of your weekend, and be safe and make the most of every moment you have. All right, remember that. Don't get too bogged down in the things to come, weeks ahead, months ahead. Just remember to live in the moment, be in the moment, embrace the moment, and survive the moment. That's all that matters. All right, guys. Much love to you all. I will see you Monday night, and That's it. Guys, I'll see you backstage. Everyone else, have a great night. Good night.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Hey, you have been watching Craving Something Scary. This is Lee Waddell, the original Ghostface, thanking you for stopping by and checking it out.